Some ginger ale, bro.
Oh
Cheers.
man, what
did you think?
I was gonna pull one out real quick.
I'm not coming in.
Professional. He's the
Do
senior.
you?
He's the senior correspondent at the
you?
NFL Network. He's not a junior.
Do you?
Yeah. So, hey, since Fluent already, pointed you out, Steve, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers, our listeners, and just kind of let them know exactly what it is that you do.
Yeah, man. Steve Wyche with NFL Network. I guess my new title is the Chief National Reporter. Been with the network for 14 years. As a longtime newspaper guy. Covered the NBA for years. But right now, man, I'm a national reporter. I cover, all 32, most of the 32. Some teams I don't really deal with that much. But yeah, man, all things NFL. Got a big stake in HBCU college football. It's a Black College Football Hall of Fame. So involved in a lot of things, man. And I appreciate you guys having me on. This is going to be hot.
Hey, man, we appreciate you for coming on. And yeah, you're right. This is going to be real hot.
And let's not forget, because the two guys on either side of me are big on people who played, right? Also played at the University of Missouri.
I was on the team. Play is a stretch.
Oh, fair enough. I graduated from Howard. So, we all about HBCUs and people who played. So we should point that out too.
Yeah, I graduated from Tennessee State. I played at UConn first, and then I finished at Tennessee State. Yeah, word. Shout out to HBCU.
Was this in Nashville last weekend? There you go.
Yeah. Shout out to HBCU.
I ain't play, but I talk like I play. I'm more known than this guy down here at the bottom.
Hey, man, sell it. Sell it.
Now, you feel me?
Man.
Yeah, I'm selling it. I'm pretty good.
I will tell you this, though. If
Firing
you
up the
try to front like
early.
Hey, I'll tell you this. You try to front like you're at an HBC, you will get your card pulled, and usually the result is not good.
I tell them boys, don't be casual. Don't be a casual.
My take's been aging pretty well. I'm not going to hold you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Steve, I'm telling them boys it's an experience. They need the experience, that HBCU experience. My mom went to Alabama State. My daddy went to Miles, man. So I know my whole family, Alabama A&M, majority of them. Auntie went to Tennessee State, stuff like that. So it's an experience, man. I wish if you haven't been exposed to, more people need to get exposed to. So I'm glad Dion bringing light to that culture too, man.
Nah, for real. Actually, it's ironic that you said that, because I actually remember having a conversation with my mom. I was like, graduating from a HBCU, I think looking back now, like hindsight, it feels a little bit more rewarding than you think. Like as a black man graduating from an HBCU, like there's like I don't know, like a sense of like, endearment almost, like pride there, man.
It really is. And look, I'll say this, and I know we want to talk NFL, but I say this because, this is near and dear to my heart. Like, I grew up outside of St. Louis, predominantly white high school, even more predominantly white town. Wasn't recruited by any HBCUs, right? Because most HBCUs are in the Southeast. Was recruited by a lot of D1, 1AA type programs, but no HBCUs. So started out at Missouri and didn't like going to school there. Had a coaching change there. I was like a 210-pound linebacker in high school. So I get to college, I'm the size of a strong safety, right? So I wasn't, somebody's going to take a couple years to develop. And, once I decided to transfer and went to Howard and stopped playing football, like you said, man, the sense of welcoming and getting an experience that I never had before, right? I'd never been around a large, diverse community before in Washington, D.C., made a man out of me. So, I had to thrive and live on my own. We had a lot of inherent competition. It was a friendly competition. Graduated with like Stan Verrett, the host of Sports Center, ESPN, Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson, man.
Right, like Gus Johnson from Fox was a year or two behind me and Stan. Michelle Miller, who was at CBS, graduated with Frederica Whitfield, who was at CNN on the weekends. We were all together, man. So it was a really dope experience, and seeing everybody thrive professionally and personally is really a cool thing, man.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to remind our guests that's watching here today, our fans that are watching here today, #we are not the same. The Dubinaires are taking over. Steve Alwey over here does a tremendous job at the NFL Network. What are some of the things that you cover over there?
Everything, man. I mean, look, we cover all the teams. I try to really shine a light on the players without helmets. That's the one thing, the NFL is the one sports where we don't get to see the guys' faces, so we don't really know that, Jalen Ramsey helps fund a private school in Nashville, where a lot of underprivileged kids go. We don't know I mean, HBO Real Sports did an incredible piece on Darren Waller. I mean, we all know that the Raiders tight end overcame substance abuse addiction, but we don't know that he's still going down to this area of Las Vegas that's actually underground, to help a lot of the addicts there come out into the light. So my big goal thing is to kind of shine a light on those who don't have the voices, to create opportunities for people behind the scenes, using the exposure and platforms that I have. But again, I cover football for a living. It's my job to educate, enlighten, and provide perspective, on the sport itself, on the coaches, and on the personalities. I mean, that's something that I do.
No, I think that's amazing that you do spread light on some of the things that goes unnoticed on our favorite NFL athletes and all the work that they put in their community. So I think that's tremendous on what you're doing with that.
So Steve, before we get into everything, I know you have a crazy story in your back pocket, and we're here to debate. That's mainly what we do, but we also like to venture off into interesting tales and stories and whatnot. Is it something that you may want to tell us? And keep in mind, we don't frown up on no stories. We get as R-rated as possible. So you
I feel like you know something I don't.
I feel like I know something too, that Steve has some good and juicy for us.
I got plenty, but you guys ain't getting it.
Oh, you.
I mean, I'm just coming real. I'm
not even asking for no gossip stories or anything like that. I'm more so asking for like a cool story that maybe you came across something.
Well, I mean, look, like if I got something really good, it's going to already be out there for public consumption. I mean, there's plenty of things I know that I sure as hell am not going to put out there, because it's people's businesses.
We don't want to break a story. We can break a story here.
No, I'm not going to break a story here.
You don't have to.
Like you guys. But
you don't have to. You
I don't know. By the end of the show, you might want to leave the NFL Network and come here full time.
Man, I'm just trying to. I mean, look, the best stories I've had behind the scenes happen when I cover the NBA, right? Because you guys have guaranteed contracts.
Yeah.
Right. So they talk. Coaches talk. GMs talk. Players talk. Owners talk. So all the money's guaranteed, no matter what happens. They're getting their bread.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, some of the best stuff I had was when I worked in Washington. I covered the Wizards with Gilbert Arenas. Post Jordan. Like, Gilbert was wild, man, but he was such a good player that people forget that Gilbert was one of the best players in the NBA for about a 3-year stretch.
I'll try to tell
he
these guys.
Blew out his knee. Agent Zero, man, he was unbelievable. The dude grew up in Van Nuys. His father raised him. He was homeless for a while. Lived in his car, and all he'd do was like play basketball. So, he'd stay out of the streets. But Gilbert was always this dude, man, who was like talking back to the coach there. It was Eddie Jordan at the time, or like just not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And Eddie's like, I can't take this cat, right? And Ernie Grunfeld, who signed Gilbert, was like, no, Gilbert's good. Like he's gonna win ball games for us, which he did. But Gilbert, man, I mean, just again, I'm not gonna get into a lot of the stories, but he was definitely one of my favorite players to cover because he was always giving it up. Like I said, and one time, like him and Jerry Stackhouse did not get along. And so towards the end of the season, Stack had a knee injury, and Gilbert thought he was jaking it, right? Gilbert thought he was jaking it, so he wouldn't have to play. And Stack was like, look, I got the skins on the wall. People know who Jerry Stackhouse is. If I'm hurt, I'm hurt. So it had to be like one of the last 1 or 2 games of the season. The Wizards weren't going to the playoffs. Gilbert, are we trading Stack? I don't know. I'm a reporter. We better trade him, man. He's like, you say have this on the record. We need to trade him because, he didn't want to be here because we're no good. If you're really hurt, you still play. You can't play. But if you're just not playing because we're no good, then you got to go, man. I ain't trying to rock with guys like this. I'm like, man, Stack's the type of dude, like, he will square up. Like, he's not afraid of anybody. So, but Gilbert's like, you write that. You put that out there. You go ahead and get that.
Did he get traded?
Yeah, Stack got gone. Gilbert was the future. Gilbert was the guy. He got gone. I mean, look, because Stack was one of Michael Jordan's guys. The organization at the time was kind of cleansing out everything that Michael Jordan had touched. So Gilbert got Stack out of there.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you guys the good stuff, man.
No, you're good. You're good.
That was brutal. I like
When
that. I like
the book comes out.
When the book comes out, Tua, concussion, back.
Tough
To the
call.
best of your knowledge.
I mean, I really don't know, man, because I don't know if you guys have ever had like back spasms, but they will buckle your knees. They will buckle your knees. Now, I have not had my knees buckle where I look like the Instagram filter where I'm doing waves, right? So, because Tua hit the back of his head. Like I have been concussed, and like when you hit the back of your head, that's the worst because you are unstable. So he might have been unstable. It might have been a headshot where he might have been unstable for 10 seconds. I've had concussions where I've been unstable for 10 seconds and been good. After that, just like you see boxers, like a flash knockdown, pow, hit the deck, boom. I mean, legs are just wet spaghetti noodles. They get back up and they go 8 or 9 more rounds, right? They're fine. And then sometimes you get concussions where you feel fine, and then 24 hours later, you're not good. So, again, maybe it was a flash knockdown, and then everything that came after it was the back situation that he's had. I don't know. But the fact that he is not in concussion protocol, and I will tell you this, man, the NFL will not allow the masking of this stuff. They're serious about this stuff. They do not play with this stuff when it comes to head injuries because you have a team doctor and you have an independent neurologist on the sideline. Right? Some doctor who doesn't know you and a doctor who does. So an independent doctor, like, yeah, he's acting kind of over here, right? And the regular doctor who knows you be like, no, that's how he is. Like that's him. He's just a little out there. So having those two work in conjunction, the Dolphins are not going to put their franchise quarterback back on the field if they think he's got something neurological with a Thursday night game coming up. So I am taking the Dolphins doctor's word for it. I'm taking the independent neurologist's word for it, and I am taking the NFL's word for it because they really do not play when it comes to this concussion protocol.
So speaking of the Dolphins franchise quarterback, did they make the right decision? We keep in mind we got some Tua guys up here. Did they make the right decision by giving Tua the keys to their franchise?
So far, so good, right?
Right.
I mean, look, he came in. This happens all the time, right? When he got drafted, he was drafted by a coach that didn't want him, but a front office that did. Right? Brian Flores did not like or want Tua Tagovailoa. The organization did. They felt he was a guy who could be their next Dan Marino. Different style of player, engaging guy, huge for the community, loves the sport. Is talented, not the big arm dude, but you can make it fit. Well, Brian Flores, he churned through how many offensive coordinators? Didn't really do the things. They didn't really have the talent that they have now, right? They didn't have Teron Armstead to help protect Tua and Brian Flores was there. So it was kind of like Brian Flores gets a guy he really didn't want, and then he didn't have the tools to build like they built this offseason, right? So he was kind of stuck in a really tough place. And again, he had multiple offensive coordinators, Chan Gailey, the guys he had there last year, George Godsey, and a couple other different play callers. But now you've got a coach in Mike McDaniel, who everyone with the Niners and the Rams and every place where he's worked will tell you is schematic genius, especially in the run game, who comes in and has adapted a style that works for Tua's skill set, which smart coaches do. You have some coaches who try to force things on guys. Other coaches say, okay, I'm going to force my scheme, but not exactly how we operate the scheme. I'm going to use his skill set to play towards it, right? So that's what Mike McDaniel is doing right now, but he's got him Jalen Waddle. He's got him Tyreek Hill. He's got him Teron Armstead. He's got them pieces on offense now where he can function at a higher level than he was able to under Brian Flores. And I think that's what you're starting to see right now. Is he as talented as Justin Herbert or Joey Burrow? No. In terms of like the physical traits. But in terms of what the Dolphins can do offensively now, sure. I mean, Drew Brees wasn't as talented as Phillip Rivers. That's why the Chargers got rid of him.
Hey,
it's a Hall of Famer.
I want to get into this already. We have a super fan over here, Tua tongue on the areola. Bama, Bama, Bama. Listen, I remember the last time we was on the show together, bro. This man was said he's gonna turn the world upside down, Bama, if the Dolphins beat the Bills. Bama, I need to hear what you got to say about this game and how you feel about your Lord and Savior, Tua tongue on the areola.
Basically, man, all I gotta say is it's happening. He's healthy now. He came into the game, messed up hip. I kept telling y'all this. I kept stressing y'all this. Y'all was like, "Oh, he don't throw the ball deep," all of that. Well, I just know what the hip does for us, trying to get the ball out deep. How y'all want it to. Y'all so impressed with Justin Herbert, but I always tell people he only throws deep at least like 2 to 3 more times in the NFL average. So, I mean, and it's just okay. You don't have to run an offense throwing deep every play, but he can throw deep. Ravens, Bills at the end of the game. So it's just like a I told you so moment. Maybe 2 ain't the most physically gifted player, but everything is up top. His instincts, man, his anticipation, and everybody getting to see it now. Jalen Waddle said the best. They've already seen it multiple times. Like, I'm a diehard Bama fan. Been going to Bama games since I was a loose neck. So I watch Bama players. And that was one quarterback that came through there that changed the mode from all our quarterbacks we had in recent history. I'll say Bryce Young is the next one. But Tua, the way he came over there distributing that ball, it was just different. It was a unique way. I've never seen it before. A dude that can go over there and instantly have three 1,000-yard receivers in college. So that means he knows that's up top. That ain't got nothing to do with physicals. So I know that was going to be able to translate over to the NFL. So now we get to see it. He's more healthy. Like you say, he got an O-line. He got a few bit more playmakers he can believe in because, like I say, throwing it to Tyreek Hill is way more of an upgrade than throwing it to what was his name? Mac Hollins?
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker.
He could never stay hurt. Him and Devontae Parker only played. They play like 4 or 5 games together total. He could never stay on the field. Preston Williams could never stay on the field. And that run game was like horrible. It was pretty much nothing. Like Myles Gaskin didn't have over 100 yards rushing, and they utilized him a lot. They gave him 20, 25 carries a game. So it's like for him to never get over 100 yards, it just shows just non-existent. And like I said, if you work in a job where your manager does not like you, dog, are you really going to work to your full potential? We all knew Brian Flores didn't like Tua. I knew he didn't like him because every quarterback in the NFL had the captain on their jersey but Tua. And that raised the eyebrow to me. Now we got somebody that believe in him. So you get to see it, dog. Like, it's fine. Maybe he not Herbert and all of them boys, but I know when it boiled down to on the money, he'll be able to beat them, bro.
Tua or Jalen Hurts?
Hold on.
Your
Before you answer that,
your name is Dylan. It was like hot fire, spit hot fire, Dylan. You were spitting it right there, my man.
Yo, Bama, is Tua the best quarterback or your favorite quarterback? Well, I know he's probably your favorite quarterback. Is he the best quarterback to come out of Bama that you've seen with your own eyes?
The best quarterback to come out of Bama so far, the next one, right, number 9. I ain't never seen nothing like number 9 before. He gifted. Like oh no, but Tua broke the mold, I'll probably say. But me, if I'm an old school Bama fan, so I got a soft spot for Andrew Zhao. Andrew Zhao will be my top quarterback from Bama. You got Tua, of course. Tua will be head honcho at 85 touchdowns in 3.5 years. And one of them years he split time with Jalen Hurts. So that's just insane. So I mean,
for all-time Bama fan, I do gotta check you real quick because there's an NFL Hall of Famer who played quarterback at Alabama.
Let's make sure
can't forget Broadway Joe. Maybe you didn't see him, but you do have to recognize that.
It was a different type of football when he played, man. I like Broadway Joe for quarterbacks. It's respect. It's respect, because he the OG, of course. Him and Bart Starr, of course. But then you got Ken Stabler. But I don't know, man. Tua, it was just different. That was my first time ever seeing. If you look at Alabama throughout the recent years, they just ran the ball a lot. When Tua got there, we saw it. It was like a spread offense, like what you see up at Ohio State or Florida in 06 and 07. So it's just
a couple years. You got to remember, though, man, there was a cat named Amari Cooper who was catching balls before Tua was throwing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there was a dude named Julio Jones who was catching balls before Tua was throwing. I mean, you had some decent quarterbacks.
Greg McElroy, AJ McCarron.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean
but
those
we're
guys was good. You gotta
right.
remember, but they wasn't nothing to sneeze at.
Blake Sims,
Right.
Blake Sims played cornerback when he first got to Alabama. Played running back. He didn't play quarterback to his senior year. So it's like,
Yeah, where two is different was he's a dude who came in with so much swag, right? With Saban, you're kind of a robot, right? But at that position, he came in with so much swag. He was a high recruit from Hawaii. Saban knew he had to play him because he was going to transfer to USC if he didn't. And Saban got him and let him play. And Nick Saban will tell you to this day, as great of talent as he's had there, Tua might have been the most influential recruit he had. And here's one thing you can say about that. Now look at all the Polynesian players who are playing in the Southeast. From DJ Ungalele, the quarterback at Clemson. Like look at all the Polynesian cats now who have followed Tua to the Southeast United States when they used to stay at USC and Brigham Young, Oregon, and places like that. So besides, I know we're getting off topic here, but besides him having a really good year and translating, his skill set into the NFL now, the impact that he has had on college football in that regard, it's been pretty seismic.
Okay, before we get into the next quarterback I want to bring up, it's a glaring name we all know. I just want to know, everybody else up here that hasn't spoke on it, is Tua now, in your eyes, Miami's franchise quarterback?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, you don't come out with these expectations and this talent around you and start the season 3-0, beat the Bills, who are one of the favorites in the AFC, and yeah, they're going to buy in unless something drastic happens. They're in.
Look at all three teams that they beat. The Bills, they beat the Ravens. I mean, it's not like they're beating a bunch of scrub teams.
Yeah, they beat all the favorites in the AFC, so you got to put your faith in them because to Bama and to Steve's point earlier. You had a coach that didn't believe in him, and we saw how that worked. Now you come in, you put him in a system to succeed, and he's succeeding. Why wouldn't you think he's your guy?
Yeah, I look at Tua in the same sense as like, I don't know if you ever heard, there was this clip by Ryan Fitzpatrick. He talked about like most quarterbacks in NFL having like some elite quality that makes them overwhelmingly different. Like, for example, Lamar, his legs, Patrick Mahomes, his arm talent, Tom Brady, his mind. I think the thing about Tua that's always made him special, and I think it's why we love him so much at Alabama, is I think he anticipates at a very elite level. I think we do get caught up with like the Josh Allen, Justin Herbert arm talent conversation, but Tua fits the ball in windows. Like I said on the show on Monday, when it came down to it, as much as we love Josh Allen, the throws that mattered most, Tua made them in that football game. And that's always been his thing. He makes accurate, on-time throws when it's needed most. You don't need him to be able to throw it 85 yards. He hits people in their windows, hits them in stride. And I think the Dolphins, you got to buy in as of right now.
They were bought in before the season even started. Just look at the way that Tyreek Hill was always bigging him up. They always believed in him. They believed in the talent that he had. Well, Bama had it on the money before, bro. I mean, when you got no O-line with no wide receivers and third-string wide receivers, makes it hard for a wide receiver to succeed, especially when you got a coach that really doesn't believe in you. So now everybody's on the same page, and Tua's benefiting from that. Would I say that he's a top-ranked QB now? No, I won't. But do I think that he's a quarterback for that Miami Dolphins team? I for sure do.
And remember, for all that stuff about Flores, they still had a winning record last year.
Mm-hmm.
They did. So people are overlooking that about Tua as well, because he was making plays even last year. But you said it best when you started off. He's finally healthy from that hip. You look at his body now; he's getting that grown man body to him, so he's able to rip it a little bit more because he ripped a couple of them in that game against Buffalo. You're like, okay, he doesn't have pop come on. He can let it go when he has to.
Yeah.
That little spin out against the Ravens, when he did a little spin out and hit that tight end, that's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, he 100% now. Like I was like, this is the Tua.
That put a smile on your face.
That put a real big smile on my face. I was at my best friend's house. He a Ravens fan, so I had to be like, on my best behavior. So I had to like, really like just cover my mouth and smile on the inside. But I was like, oh yeah, that's him right there.
Okay. So now this is the moment you guys have all been waiting for. Now I'm going to talk about another quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who is the first player with at least 900 passing yards and 100 rushing yards through 3 games since 1950. His team's 3-0.
That's a long
Who
time.
team's 3-0? Now, we're not gonna do no comparisons just yet. I want to ask about Jalen Hurts. Is he undoubtedly, because there was questions about him too? Steve, I'm coming to you first. Is he undoubtedly now Philadelphia's franchise quarterback?
Look, there were more questions about Jalen than Tua.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot more questions coming into the season about Jalen and Tua. Is he going to be able to make the strides in a Nick Sirianni? But they had Devontae Smith. They go out and they get, Brown, the wide receiver AJ Brown, from the Titans. They got Dallas Goedert at tight end. They might have the best offensive line in the NFL, and we knew they could run the ball, right? We knew they could run the ball, but then they stacked their defense. Look what their offseason moves, their draft, they stacked their defense. Both teams, like the Dolphins already had a really good defense. They're one of the top takeaway defense in the NFL the past 2 seasons. Kept everybody intact, including the coaching staff on that side of the ball. But what Jalen Hurts is doing, you can see the work ethic, you can see the talent, and then you can see the humility with a little bit of FU in him that allows his teammates to believe in him. That is the huge thing. When we talk about quarterback decisions, quarterback competitions, it is not just about the one guy out of the 11 in the huddle that matters. It is about the other 10 and how they relate to that one guy. That's why some quarterbacks don't succeed, because the 10 other dudes are like, some of the stuff you're hearing about Kyler Murray, great talent, but our teammate's going to rock with him. Looks like they rock with him, sometimes. But I think with Jalen Hurts, those dudes are in because they see he's a gamer. There's an old adage, right? There's an old adage I heard 25, 30 years ago. If your quarterback will dive into a pile to recover a fumble, that's a dude you believe in, right? That's why Jake Delhomme is a guy who helped get the Carolina Panthers to the playoffs, because he wasn't a great talent, but his guy, he would dive on that fumble. With Jay Cutler. Okay, so Jalen Hurts is that dude. And Tua Tagovailoa, those are dudes who are football players. They love it, and it means everything to them. And I think with the talent they've assembled with Jalen and just the feeling that they have going right now and the fact that they can hit the explosives, like so many teams now are facing defense that are denying the explosives. The fact that they're still hitting them goes to show you that the Eagles are a dangerous football team.
Got you. Who else wants to tap in? Talk to me about Jalen Hurts and how you feel about him at this moment in time.
As one of his doubters coming into the season, I'll jump in, because again, we knew they could run the ball, and we joked about him. He should be a running back instead of a quarterback. We all made that joke, and the question was, now that he has AJ Brown, can he get the ball to AJ Brown? Can he get to the Smith? Can he become a passer? Because that was something that was needed. I still had the Philadelphia Eagles winning the East, but now they've jumped into that conversation about being one of the best, if not the best teams in the NFC. That's how well they've played this first 3 weeks, because now you have a team with a defense, which we kind of knew was going to happen, that can run the ball, which, again, we knew that was going to happen. But now they have a vertical threat. How do you stop them, right? The last 2 weeks, they've held 2 teams to 7 and 8 points? That's a defense that can take you to a Super Bowl, because I see people in the chat saying Hurts can't take you to a Super Bowl. Yeah, he can. If the defense plays like that and they run the ball like that and he puts up 300 yards, of course they can. So when you see the things happening in Tampa, now you got question marks about the Rams. They're not as, I think they'll turn it around. But why not the Eagles? Why not the Eagles, Dub?
Bro, I've been saying this. I've been saying this the whole entire time, bro. You're not gonna act like I haven't. Listen, it all boils down to Jalen Hurts, and tries that Jalen Hurts has been making, bro, is nothing short of spectacular. Bama, you've been hating on that man, calling him an Adrian Peterson. He's a running back. But guess what? The dude, and I told you last season, I said, bro, this was the dude's first year. Give him time to adjust. He was in a similar situation like Tua. In the beginning, the organization and the team didn't really believe in him like that. He didn't really have that many good wide receivers besides Devontae Smith. And like what Steve said before, not everybody was on the same page with him. Now the team, everything has changed. The coach is behind him. The team is behind him. And we all on the same page, and he has made those improvements, bro. And you can't hate on dude. He's been performing better than Tua. He's been performing at an MVP caliber level. At the end of the day, you got to give my man his flowers. This kid right here, Jalen Hurts, is on his way to being a top 10 quarterback in the league, bro, and you cannot deny that.
I know week 3 is week 3, but and we don't end the season here. But you're right. As far as the first 3 weeks, he's playing at an MVP level for 3 weeks. There's still 14 to go. So far, so good.
So right here on the screen, you have the top 5 passers in the league right now at the moment. Josh Allen is 1. Tua happens to be 2. And Jalen Hurts is not too far behind him with 3. Herbert 4. Joe Flacco 5.
But
it's funny.
That's how you know it's too early. That's how you know it's too early.
Yeah, that's exactly how you know it's too early.
Hey, that's crazy, J-Rob. Your quarterback made it. Ben, your quarterback too.
Yes, sir. He's him.
That's not my quarterback. That's our backup quarterback.
So
where's my Justin Fields?
Here's the thing. Here's why you can never measure yards. It is a whack metric, right? Because a lot of quarterbacks whose teams are down by 20 got to throw it 45 times. Look at the number of attempts Joe Flacco has. Right, Joe Flacco's number of attempts are insane. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Lamar Jackson's got 10 touchdowns. Right? So what's more vital, getting the ball in the end zone or
passing yards?
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
I mean, that's the same as defense. Our defense, we give up all these yards. We're not any good. Oh, yeah, well, if you're a top 5 scoring defense, you're a good defense.
Bama, I need you to talk to me. Which one of these 2 quarterbacks is performing better?
So I just want to touch on this because I don't want to just seem like I'm hating. Because like I said, diehard Alabama fan. That's one team I watch. I'm so serious. Like I turn the volume down and I turn on Eli Gold radio to listen and watch the game. I'm real diehard Bama fan. So you talking to one dude who watched Jalen Hurts and Tua. One of the things Jalen Hurts struggled with, and he brought it all the way to the NFL, is he's too willing to run. I couldn't remember what quarterback said it. I couldn't remember what quarterback that said it, but they say at the quarterback position, you're supposed to look at running the ball like fighting. You only do it when you have to. Jalen Hurts is too willing to fight, shall I say. So if you look at him, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that because he squat the whole house. But if you look at Jalen Hurts, that's all he wanted to do. Look, one read not open, he take off running. I just felt like that's all he wanted to do. Took it all the way to the NFL. He fixed it this time. I said he was throwing at the wide open windows. Those first 2 games, wide open windows. This past game, he did shock me a little bit the way he fit into some windows, especially to throw at the Smitty. But I've been telling y'all,
that was your main thing. You were saying he hasn't made no passes where he didn't slip them in those tight windows.
That's what I'm trying to tell people. Don't get me wrong. It is nice to see that. Oh yeah, they really dominating teams, but that's not gonna happen in the playoffs. You're gonna face some adversity. You're gonna be in situations like what Tua found himself in. You might have to battle yourself up out of 14. You might have to start gambling a little bit more where you got to thread the needle, become Houdini out there because that's going to be the only way you win football games. Them guys not going to be wide open like that. You can't keep expecting that defense just to purely dominate people. Like, I agree. Y'all defense is good. But as we going to say they the 2000 Ravens? What, they the 85 Bears now? Like, come on, let's be real. We in the league now where these boys passing it all over the field. I want to see him in a situation where he's not playing no Joe Flacco, no Carson Wentz, quarterbacks on the other half who was playing terrible football. So there's no pressure on him. Tua had constant pressure to be perfect because Lamar Jackson had a perfect passer rating through those first 3 quarters. You could say they wet the bed in the 4th quarter. Josh Allen was playing out of his mind in the first 60-some attempts. He had over 400 yards. He was damn near perfect in the first half.
That doesn't mean anything. He didn't score.
It means everything because
the defense did his job.
But in the first half of it, but you have pressure. So as a quarterback,
there's pressure, but they're not scoring. 400 yards is empty if there's not scores being led to it. It's empty, honestly, if we're going to be real. They only scored 19 points. I can see your point if they're scoring as well, but the defense and the things they did in the red zone, bro, I mean, you just can't overlook that, bro. I mean, we're just going to be real. I'm not trying to bash Tua or nothing, but.
No, it ain't no bashing, but what I'm saying is, bro, the will it's a lot easier to mess up when you got a quarterback that's over on the other half of the field that's having a day too, whether they scoring or not. Even though you can't make no mistakes. If you would have made mistakes that day, he would have capitalized on a lot of those turnovers if Tua was turning the ball over. Like what y'all call him, Tua turned the ball over. I guarantee he would have capitalized more so on those turnovers. I give you that. He wasn't driving the ball in. He was 2 of 4. But at the end of the day, you got to look at what Tua was doing. Tua was 3 of 3 when he was down in the red zone.
Oh yeah, he did his job. And you can't take that away. But the point in which your argument was making is, I got to answer if the other quarterback is over here answering. And Josh Allen, even though he had 400 yards, he was not answering. He just
wasn't answering in the red zone. He wasn't turning the ball
over. That's answering.
If you look at Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz, they was just playing flat out garbage, bro. Like they was turning the ball over. It was just easy to take control of that game and maintain that game. Versus if you had somebody that was playing like Lamar. That's why I just want to ask you, if you put Jalen Hurts in that situation where he's playing against Lamar, how Lamar was playing, or Josh Allen, how Josh Allen was playing, does he still gamble the way he was gambling versus Washington?
We're not gonna.
What I want to see.
We're not gonna. We can't act.
J-Rob is dying.
Go ahead, J-Rob.
Anybody that wears the Walter Payton headband gets to go.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so first things first, Bama. Look, man, I think we've had a lot of conversations about this Tua Jalen Hurts thing, man. But I think the one thing about this conversation where I think it's not fair is when you're saying like his game is he's his first read's not there. He's too quick to fight, that running thing. I don't think it's ever fair to shade a quarterback for their ability to run. Ultimately, Jalen Hurts' ability as a playmaker, as a mobile playmaker, that's a part of his game. That's why they run the offense the way they do. That's why he was drafted to be there. The mold for the quarterback now, let's be real, it's not what it used to be when we was growing up. The mold of what people want at that quarterback position has changed entirely of what you look at. Now, I don't want to compare both of them because, like we've said, it's only been 3 weeks. We don't want to jump off the wagon yet. But I'm going to say something about Jalen Hurts. I do think he has a higher upside than Tua because of his playmaking ability. But I think, too, I think people need to recognize Jalen Hurts, whatever people thought about his ability to read a defense, his mental capacity, I think in these 3 games, he's shown a significant improvement. Probably more of an improvement than people thought it would be in 3 games. And like we said, we don't want to overreact, but one, I do look at his leadership as an intangible skill. I think there are people in that locker room in Philadelphia who are ready to run straight through the brick wall for Jalen Hurts. I think that's an intangible skill. But I also think the fact that his ability to take that offense and apply it to this season, it looks way different. It looks more dangerous. He looks more dangerous. And let's be real, fellas. What's one of the biggest things in sports that make players great? When they're confident. Jalen Hurts just looks flat out confident. He believes he can make the throws. His mechanics look a lot better. He's sitting in the pocket. And the Eagles, like Fluent said before, they look like a real player. I think in 3 games, the expectations of what we think this team could be, especially the way the lay of the land in the NFC looks right now, how do you not look at Jalen Hurts as a franchise cornerstone? And shout out to the Eagles for not jumping off the wagon yet. Because really, now remember, they got that pick from the New Orleans Saints. That pick could be something special.
That would be a good pick.
Yeah, that pick can be something really special, and not having to put that pick or use that pick as a chip on a quarterback, that gives you all the expectations of what you can pick in the draft. And this draft is loaded. This draft coming up is pretty loaded with talent. And really, man, hey, what is the future for the Eagles looking like, man? Can they be back?
When you can go into a draft with a high draft pick and just take the best player, it doesn't like just anywhere.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm so glad you said that because the Eagles got 2 in the first round, right? Mm-hmm. And this is why the Dolphins have to hope that Tua continues to play and improve the way the season goes, because they had 2 in the first round, but because Stephen Ross, their owner, was found with tampering, they lost one of those first round draft picks. So if let's say they finish, as a playoff team, they don't have the freight now to get back up to number 1. If they had to get back into the quarterback mix, say they even won 8 or 9 games, they don't have the freight to get back up there to get to the quarterback market. And there's going to be a lot more teams after quarterbacks after the season than there were even this year. Yeah. Right? The Buccaneers are probably going to be the Packers. Right. There's a lot more teams that are going to be looking for quarterbacks. So
please, the Packers.
Both of these teams right now have got to be crossing their fingers and counting their blessings that these guys stay healthy.
Yeah.
The Tua and Hurts stay healthy and continue to play well so they don't have to delve into that quarterback market. That was a hell of a point you just made, that they've got draft picks now that they can assess assess and address other positions.
And
I want to go back to
bad, so that pick might be the top 10 pick.
You said something about kind of Hurts kind of in between his ears, what's going on. And I said this to Dub on Monday, and it goes to his maturity so quick. This year, you've probably seen him throw the ball away more than he did before. And that's another thing where, the Bama's part where he just go and run. No, he's smart enough now to say, you know what, the best play for me is to throw the ball away. That's a side of a mature quarterback. That's not when people see them throw the ball away, they're like, oh, why'd you do that? No, that's sometimes the best play. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Bama.
I got one last question, and this for Steve, J-Rob, Doug, y'all admin Jalen Hurts fans. I will give y'all this right now, but I got to go PFF mode real quick. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. So if y'all really look at how they've been playing Jalen Hurts, with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts that's willing to run, you're going to sit there and play man-to-man majority of the game. So at Jalen Hurts, when he out there for right now, that's what they're doing. That's basically what they're doing with him. They playing man-to-man with everybody. So that's what I said. I'm going to reverse this, because if you look at that, all you're doing is picking mismatches. Like I'm gonna just pick a mismatch. Basically, who got the mismatch this play? That's very easy to do. What I'm saying is, when you get deep into them playoffs, where they start playing combo coverages and putting a spy on him and forcing him to throw the ball. Right now, it's just basically, if everybody back turn, I can take off and run. Because if y'all see when Jalen Hurts run, it's just wide open. It's wide open when he take off and run. So it's an easy layup for him to run. When they start putting a spy on him and start dropping everybody in coverages, where they start dropping them ends and stuff and start daring him to be like, hey, bro, you're going to have to throw this ball. Do y'all still think he's going to be able to do what he's doing right now? That's my only question. That's what I have to think about. Because I understand it's all easy right now because it's the beginning of the season, week 3. Don't nobody really know. For what they knowing, they're going based off of last year, and that's what he want to do. 1 read, maybe 2 read, take off, run to the right. But he's starting to sit in that pocket, starting to throw the ball away. So now this is what they're going to do. We're going to take those. That's what they're going to do in the playoffs. That's what y'all saw the Buccaneers do. That's why he only scored 7 points. They're going to take them legs away from him and dare him to throw the ball. And is he still going to gamble the way he's gambling?
But I don't understand. The only thing I don't really understand with your point is, why do you use, what do you mean the term gambling? Like when you describe Jalen Hurts? Like, what do you mean?
So if you look at all them quarterbacks right now, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, all the pocket quarterbacks who really just sit. You can even look at Lamar right now. That's why I say Lamar is just, that dude is phenomenal, man. But if you look at him, those balls where it's just like, oh, whoa, like, and then out of nowhere they put in a window that's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, you see it countless times. Being and seeing it with Herbert. Herbert was getting, even though it was a bad game, Herbert was getting chased down. He flicked the ball over the card, right in the money between 2 people. Those gamble passes, and that's something that's going to be able to translate in situations. You've seen Patrick Mahomes.
So you're saying tight window throws. You don't think?
Oh yeah, gambling.
The only thing I hate about that, of course, when you look at Justin Herbert and those guys, I mean, I don't think Jalen Hurts is on that level yet. But you're so big on Tua, and I could use the same talking points for Tua. At the end of the day, he has a Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and that makes the defenses, that gives opposing defenses so many problems, making it easier to play the quarterback position. So I could really just do the same thing that you're doing with Jalen Hurts, that he has Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill to take alleviate some of that pressure, make it easier for him. But Steve, I feel as if you wanted to rebuttal something about something that Bama said. Would you like to do that?
Well, look, I mean, you talked about how some of these teams are playing man coverage. Those are combo coverage. It'll be zone one side, man one side, and typically you throw to the guy who's single covered, right? That's how come you saw Matt Collins, your boy, go off the other day against the Tennessee Titans because they were comboing Darren Waller and they were comboing Devontae Adams. But more and more teams now are playing the 2 high safety stuff, keeping the stuff in front of them, right? That has been the ultimate. Everyone's biting on what teams did against the Chiefs last year. So more and more defensive coordinator doing that. But that's where the ability to be mobile does come in handy. Watch Josh Allen, right? Because nobody wants Stephon Diggs going over the top. So they're playing it 2 high, a lot of zone quarters coverage. But the fact that he can press the line when he's rolling out, right? He can press the line. he's going to get a linebacker, safety, or a corner in purgatory, right? They got Jalen Ramsey week 1, like, oh man, well, if I don't come up and hit him, he's going to break one off for 25. But if I do come up, he's going to pop it over my head. At some point, someone's got to come up and make a play. And that's where the ability of a Jalen Hurts to be able to run, right, to force that defender to be in purgatory and to slip a tackle in case that's where that's going to come in handy. You know, and in that scenario where you laid out, that's why you're seeing more and more teams now saying we got to have a mobile quarterback because, you know, Matt Ryan's an easy target. We can bing, we got him.
Pin your ears back.
You know, those guys, right? Those guys who can who are not mobile, who can force now that defender who's no longer stacking the box, but who's sitting back. They've got to force somebody to come up and make a play. Now, if you got special defenders like the Cowboys have, hey, man, them cats in the secondary are some of the best open field tacklers in the NFL. And this dude, Donovan Watson, I believe, he's a monster, right? He's going to be he's like an emerging superstar who can spy. You saw him the other night doing some of the things he did. So it's going to be interesting. That's why I can't wait to see the Eagles play the Cowboys because the Cowboys defense is real. Right? Them cats are real. And so that's why I can't wait to see that matchup because you did make a point of the Eagles have not played the type of competition that the Dolphins have, but I don't think that's any way to judge what these quarterbacks have done in terms of a comparison to one another.
Well, Steve, moving along from the quarterbacks, obviously one team's in the AFC, one team's in the NFC, and they both are undefeated. I don't know if they're both the best teams in their respective, conferences, but what I do want to ask is who's better out of these two teams. I want to go around the room and I want each of you to tell me who do you think at this moment in time is better between these two teams?
Ooh, good question.
Eagles.
You want to start with me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, right now, this is a toss-up. Because here's the thing. I would probably say the Dolphins, and it's not because of the offense. It's because they're such a high takeaway team. I mean, you saw even last week when they got the strip sack, when Javon Holland came in, hit Allen, strip sack, set him up for the touchdown. To me, this is a game where all these points we're talking about go off the board. Right now, you're talking about a 21-18 type of game. Two good defenses who will do things to confuse the other quarterback. But I would say overall, if you're talking about overall team, I'd give it to the Dolphins because they get the ball. That defense gets the ball and gives their offense possessions. Even though they didn't get a ton of possessions against Buffalo, they kept them out of the end zone.
Dolphins up 1. Fluid, who you got?
Part of the reason I'm going to pick the Eagles is because they're going to look better based on the teams they're playing. And I just think there's way more talented teams. There's better teams in the AFC. So I'm looking at the Eagles' schedule. So that I know, and that's So I'm going with the Eagles because I like their defense. I really like their offense. It is a toss-up, but I think they're going to look better because I think I look at their schedule and they're going to play some bad teams, and I think they're going to look better than Miami. It might be deceiving, but I'm going to go with them because then I'll look good at the end of the season. Got you,
Ben. And before you go, can you guys please like the video? Also, I have a poll in the chat between Tua and Hurts. Who do you think who would you take as your franchise quarterback? Go ahead and vote and like the video on the way over there. Ben,
yeah, go get them likes up, man. But for me personally, I think the Eagles the better team all around. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Got you. Eagles up 2-1. J-Rob, which team do you prefer?
I'm actually gonna go with the Eagles. I think I said this on the show earlier in the week that my biggest thing with the Eagles is I think they are good in every position group. And I also think they're really good up front. And like I said it before, I think when your trenches is good offensively and defensively, that's a big advantage, especially later on when it gets like that playoff time and big money football. And then ultimately, I'm really big into Josh Allen as a leader. I think that has just been my biggest thing. I mean, Jalen Hurts as a leader. My bad. And because of that, I'm really high on what the Eagles could do this year. I think they could surprise a lot of people. So as of right now, I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Got you. Bama, which team is better? Unbiased opinion. I'm
being unbiased. So on one end, bro, I agree. The Eagles have dominated everybody they didn't play. Like, I mean, it's no debate about that. They have looked like the more dominant team. But I'm seriously thinking in the situation of you playing the best teams, and you're not going to always be able to dominate them. And I felt like that team has came up with, like what Steve said, turnovers when it mattered. I know against the Bills, they didn't score a lot of points, but they had a bend but don't break attitude. I know you could say against the Ravens, but I mean, look what Tua was able to do, and they was able to get some key stops and hold them to 3 points when it mattered. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like situations to where I feel like that defense can fit whatever mold it need to fit in order to win a football game. Because I don't know. I just want to see the Eagles in a situation where they not playing the Kirk Cousins or Carson Wentz or somebody of that magnitude. Or, I mean, I know Jared Goff been playing good, so I'll give a scratch on that. But I just want to see get a few bit better quarterbacks, man. But that's why I got to go to Dolphins. I'm not being biased. Like, I just want to see it in a different situation than what they in right now. It's not always going to be this easy. It's the NFL, bro.
You got a problem with Kirk Cousins in prime time?
Kirk Cousins.
Vikings starting.
Don't get me started.
Listen.
Kirk Cousins on prime time is the greatest bet in sports.
I'm telling you, they're going to start Monday.
Yeah, I'll give you this. Y'all got a good run. Y'all got a great run game.
There you
great
go.
receiving core. Great defense.
That's what it was.
But the Dolphins have that too.
They don't have a run game yet. They haven't established that yet. That's number one. Number two, we also got to take a rewind in history real quick. And remember, in 2017, the Eagles really had one of the weakest schedules as well. I understand that you'd say, oh, yeah, they don't have a good schedule and everything. But we took our weak schedule and we took it all the way to the Super Bowl. So when I dial back and look back at our team, bro, our running game is dominant. Our passing game is great. Our offensive line is great. Our defensive line is great. Our secondary is good. All the talent of the team is up to par, is either above average or elite. So when we sit here and look at the Philadelphia Eagles, bro, and compare them to the Dolphins, I like the point you made, Steve, about the takeaways. I think that's very important. But when I'm just looking in and dialing as the team as a whole, bro, I think the running game is what separates them, because when push comes to shove and there's no other way to answer the ball, it comes down to the trenches. It comes down to the line, and you being able to run the ball can help drastically. That's why the Buffalo Bills had such a hard time in the red zone, because when you have no run game, you have no running back as you sit here and push the ball down the field. It just makes your team one-dimensional. So I'm going with the Eagles, bro. We took an easy schedule before and took it to a championship, and there's no reason to think that they're not better than the Dolphins right now.
Got you. Okay. We got
the damn video.
We got a super chat from none other than Nick Dawson. He said through the first 3 weeks, Tua and Hurts shut everybody up, both playing like top 10 guys in the league. Also, J-Rob, the Dolphins have the 49ers first round pick.
That pick might be a top 10 pick, though? I don't think so.
It might be.
I know it's looking like one right now.
Might be.
Could be. There, Steve.
It could be.
Yeah, sorry about that, but I mean, still the fact that Philly's got 2. Right, all that draft equity they've been able to get, and the fact that the Dolphins had 1 taken from them, they can still play ball, but they don't have the leverage that the Eagles have moving to the future.
Playing with house. The Eagles are playing with house money right now. House money.
Oh no, they're not playing with house money. They're playing with big money. They're playing with real money.
Yeah,
they can get rid of some big contracts and draft some younger guys.
Fingers crossed if the Dolphins can get Bijan Robinson, man,
I can see the Eagles. I think the Eagles going to end up getting them just because. Why not? Like, he's a toy, Like,
that would be crazy if you went down.
The Eagles has been doing a phenomenal job as of late. Years past, we have made terrible draft decisions and terrible free agency signings, but I think we've turned the corner, getting AJ Brown and getting those guys. So, not really worried about what's going to happen in the offseason. Anything that comes is just icing on the cake. So maybe a secondary running back behind Miles Sanders, maybe, but I don't think we really need anything else. I think the team's just so complete. I mean, how can you improve on the Eagles right now? Like, what more can you improve other than maybe upgrading Jalen Hurts to like a Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert?
Well, keep him at. Just remember, there's always big contracts at the end of the season. They're trying to unload and injuries and things like that. So
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
so
that's what I said
that
on the
is
show Monday was there's going to be someone who's going to want too much money. They can let that person walk, and then they have that draft capital to replace it, which is a good position to be in as a team.
At 1,000%.
All right, fellas. So we have been talking about the Dolphins, and ironically, they're in a dog fight tomorrow. A game I can't wait to turn my phone off, block everything out, and watch. We got the Dolphins and the Bengals. Oh man, I think this is going to be one of the best games that we can see. I want to know, who are you guys taking tomorrow night?
I'm
Go
going.
ahead, man.
I'm going.
Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins. Got Dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
Dolphins winning that game. I told y'all about the Bengals, bro. I already told all y'all, bro, how I feel about them Bengals.
damn.
I told you, man. The champagne hangover is still wearing off. Now I know they didn't win it, but as as youngsters, you tend to get you happy just to make it there. So they
Yeah.
still celebrated,
But Ben, you
I
think
want
Joe
to I
Burrow's
want to say this
overrated though,
early.
bro.
I want to
So,
say this
Yeah.
early before anyone steals my
Because of the
thunder.
media.
Jump in the line, and I'm going next, and I'm going to tell you because this is the way the NFL works, right? Steve didn't want to tell you that it's scripted. Just kidding. This is the way the NFL works. Just when you think a team is dead and out, and the Super Bowl hangover, and the Dolphins are going to smoke them, the Bengals are going to have a great game and make you question. Oh, maybe they are better than we thought. Maybe this isn't their down year. Oh, maybe the Dolphins aren't as good as we thought. That's what happens because everyone's just going to say Miami. I'm going with Cincinnati.
This is
Gotcha.
part
I'm
of
not
the
going to
game.
say I'm not going to say Miami. I'm going with the Bengals.
Oh,
I think. Look, as good as Miami's played, that defense is on the field for 92 plays. Right, they were on the field for 92 plays, coming off of for a Thursday night game against a very good team. They're banged up, right? You don't know if Teron Armstead is going to be able to play. We know Tua is going to be banged up. Now, Teddy, 2 gloves, fine, a very adequate backup. I mean, he can step in there and play. But the Bengals are one of these teams with the talent they have that's going to take their time to kind of get going, right? They've just got to figure some things out. I think Cincinnati, when all is said and done, they're going to be in the playoff hunt, and I just think the Dolphins coming off that just brutal game, the bruises, the kind of injuries that they have coming in, it's going to be a lot, and so I think this is one for Cincinnati to go ahead and knock the Dolphins from the ranks to the unbeaten.
Okay, and Steve, with our guests, we tend to like to get their top 5 quarterbacks, running backs, or receivers of all time. I'm pretty sure
you don't have to do all of them.
Of all time.
I'm pretty sure you got that ingrained. Oh, maybe not. Well, I just wanted to give you a heads up before you jet to think of 2 of those 3, and we would love to hear it.
Sure.
What's it called? For my take on what's gonna happen next game, you gotta think about it like this, Bama. They just pulled off 2 miracle games, bro. They pulled off a miracle game with them coming back in the fourth quarter, something that we never really expected. Then they pulled off another game where, the Bills dominated them on the stat sheet. They dominated them in the yards. They dominated them in the time of possession. But the Dolphins still won. Like, good team and all that, but do you expect 3 miracles that happen in 3 games in a row? This is my gambling mind coming into effect. And I'm just sitting here. I don't see it, bro. 3-0 is great. The record will be nice with 3-1. But the Bengals, bro, I still believe in them. I still think they've been off to a slow start. Joe Burrow's still that guy. Jamar Chase is still that guy. They just got to fix some things. And I think Steve also hit on the money being banged up in the Dolphins. I think the Bengals just going to take this one, make it 2-2, and start competing with the Ravens, bro, because they should be competing for the favorites of the division right now, and they are underperforming. But I think after that Jets win, they're on the right step.
See, that's why I'm glad I jumped the line. I wanted to be the first one to say the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Yo, J-Rob, talk to us.
Yeah, so I'm actually, Bam, I'm with you on this one. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins. I think I've said this yesterday, and Ben, I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. I'm probably maybe one of the biggest. I love this guy. I think he's great. But I'm kind of out because I think there's still an APB out on that offensive line. And I think that is something that the Miami Dolphins will have a significant time exploiting tomorrow. And look, I don't feel like can't be one of those. This is not the Tennessee Titans where Joe Burrow can hold the ball forever trying to get a shot downfield. That O-line in Miami, that D-line in Miami is coming. And look, I think Miami's legitimate. Just because I think the Eagles are the better team, I still find the Miami Dolphins right now to be one of the best teams in the AFC. I think you calling their games a miracle is actually irresponsible of you.
Man, thank you.
It is irresponsible. I'm gonna tell you why it's irresponsible.
Thank you, bro.
It's irresponsible because you was also on here agreeing with us when we said there is a hit out on the Buffalo Bills. Because what do we say about the Buffalo Bills? Bam, you'll love this one. You know, everybody loves Josh Allen, but he's 0-7 in games decided by one possession, whether that be a field goal or a touchdown. Don't sit here and say the Miami Dolphins won on a miracle. They won because they
when we look.
Bro,
okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is the Miami Dolphins made the stops that they needed to make. You could talk about the time of possession and the amount of yards he racked up. They did what they were supposed to do and kept him out the end zone, bro. And they executed when they were supposed to. It wasn't a miracle that the Miami Dolphins won the game. The Bills have done what they have done consistently. Because we even said last year that 11-6 was lackluster. They have fallen short when it's mattered most, and they've done it a few times. I don't think the Dolphins winning is a miracle. I think that team has always been good. They've shown signs last year. So I'm going to take the Dolphins to win prime time. I know they coming off a long game and the defense played a lot. That's a great point for sure. But I think the Dolphins are going to make a statement actually on Thursday.
Can I just rebuttal that real quick, Ron?
Yeah, rebuttal.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the fashion of which they won. If you would have told me that they was down 20, I think they was down 27, 21 points going into the fourth quarter, and the fact that the Bills were going to have that much time of possession, that many yards, and if you would have just told me those things and the Dolphins still would have won, to me, I'm sorry, when I look at it like that, that's still a miracle to me. But I do agree with you. They played well. They did what they had to do, but it's still a miracle, bro. It's still wild. It's the craziest thing I've seen. It's the craziest thing I've seen.
Miracle is not the right word.
Miracles are not. You could say anomaly. Yeah. It could be an
anomaly. Anomaly's fine.
But it's not a miracle.
Anomaly, we can leave it as an anomaly then. Anomaly.
I really just want to say that Ravens game was more so. All right, y'all can say I'm a fan or whatever, but that was Tua basically figuring out how to drive the Lamborghini. I'm trying to tell y'all, dog, like he was in that car, he was trying to figure out how to drive it, bro. And when that fourth quarter hit, he was like, oh, snap, I know how to drive it now. And you just really saw it. When we got to the Bills game, you could say what you want to about Josh Allen before he got that concussion, even though they say it was a back. I had a similar situation where I collided with a linebacker and I stumbled the same type of way. But yeah, we'll just say it was his ankle and back because I hurt my ankle real bad that season too. So yeah, it was my ankle too. But I will say the way he stumbled reminded me of a concussion, but that was the reason when he came up out of there. But before he got up out of there, Tua was having he was very precise that day too now because he was only 13-18 for 195 yards and one touchdown. But he was hitting all his reads connecting to as well. So who's to say if he don't get that back injury or ankle injury, that knocks off his rhythm? Who's to say Josh Allen still continue? I mean, it's not just going to be. It wasn't like the Bills just go be a clear-cut runaway. That's why I say that the rematch, the second go around. That's why I think the Dolphins might sweep the Bills. Like the second go around, if Tua is fully healthy with no ankle or back injury, you're going to have to put up points to beat that dude right there. That's all I'm saying, dog. Like, so that's why I'm going with the Dolphins because I don't know if y'all ever played with Polynesians before. They very tough people, dog. So I think Tua will come out
hold
there.
Up, though.
Ready to play.
Hold up, man. I do have to say this because there's one thing we are not acknowledging since you're really stuck on this Bills game. They have five starting defenders out. They have five starting defenders out, including their safeties, including their starting defensive tackles. I'm not hating because I'm the biggest Tua guy that there is. I'm a big Tua guy. I'm big on that. But let's also remember, to Tua's defense, he ripped a couple throws after that back injury, right? So he came in and made plays. But I'm just saying we have to acknowledge that the Buffalo Bills, Jordan Phillips and Ed Oliver, the D tackles were not in. They've been wrecking shop.
Yeah,
right.
True.
Poyer and Micah Hyde, the best safety tandem in the NFL. All right.
Isn't one of them out for the season?
Yeah, Micah Hyde's out for the season.
Hyde, right.
But all I'm saying is, before we throw all the capes and the bulletproof skin on,
Yeah,
Let's recognize that.
Man,
That's why
I'm gonna say it like this, Steve.
I'm gonna give y'all the week 7,
Steve,
week 8.
I'm gonna say it like
week
this,
8.
Steve. I'm gonna say it like this. If you do not want to lose money, do not base your opinions, do not base your gambling minds off of what happened the last game. You have to look at things realistically, bro. They were hurt, and at the end of the day, honestly, bro, if we're gonna be realistic, they really shouldn't have won that game. So if you want to win some money, bro,
Can't say that, man.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep saying it. If you want to win some money, you better bet on the Bengals tomorrow.
I brought it up on Monday when I said, "Hey, they had 5 defensive players out, 5 defensive starters out," but that's no excuse. The Dolphins won that game. Period. That's it.
Won the game.
This is for money right now, Floyd. This is for money right now.
Hey,
that boy Tyreek still said, "How old you, boy?"
This is for money right now, Fluent. So we got to put all that context into it. You feel me? This is for money right now.
We're not talking. Hey, if you guys start talking money and all that stuff, I got to go. I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yo, Dub. I mean, Bama. It's an animal that you wanted to point out that resembles Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
Oh yeah, I want y'all guys to remember this, and when y'all see these dudes playing, I want y'all to remember this. It's a Phileas. It's a nice scientific name for this type of animal. Acinonyx jubitus. When you see them, you can put that in your phone. Put that word in your phone and type it.
Let's go. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Type it in the chat.
I'll type it in the chat.
Type it in the chat. Yeah, I can't spell
Acinonyx jubitus. And when y'all type this in there, y'all gonna be like, wow. And that's what these boys are, because it's gonna be it's the battle of the cats, the Tigers versus the Cheetahs, man. That's all I'm gonna say. And like I said, I like my cats better, man.
All right. Let's keep it pushing, y'all. Please be sure to like the video. This is quality entertainment right here, and we just getting warmed up, as you know. So the NFL has decided to make some changes to a certain week. The Pro Bowl, that is. They're replacing the Pro Bowl with a week-long skills competition and a flag football game. The new event will replace the full contact showcase, which started in 1951, and will be renamed the Pro Bowl Games. How do we feel about this? Steve, our honored guest, you go ahead and take the ropes first, being somebody that knows a little more about the Pro Bowl than we do.
No, it's great. I mean, look, the Pro Bowl has never been that much of a competitive game in terms of tackling, physicality. In the past couple of years, it's an affront to the sport, right? The guys don't want to hurt each other. They don't want to do anything. The last guy, I remember Tyler Eifert got hurt at a Pro Bowl a couple of years ago. Guys, like, that's it. We're not doing anything to jeopardize anybody's thing. And remember, years ago, they used to have a skills competition, the fastest man, the strongest guy,
the strongest
quarterback,
throw.
Right. That stuff was super entertaining. And so I think it's going to be really good this year. They'll probably do some stuff like log tossing with the offensive lineman. Who knows? But, as long as you don't have a Robert Edwards injury, which is the flag football game in the sand where the promising Patriots running back blew out his knee and almost had to have it amputated. Man. As long as you don't put a risk factor like that in there, I think it's going to be absolutely galvanizing and people are going to tune in.
Yep.
Okay.
Good things happen. Sorry, I know you got to go. Good things happen when the NFL listens to me. Because you remember I said to you they need to do the games, and then remember that? Do you guys remember back 6 months ago when I said that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember the games. That was my favorite part of the Pro Bowl, seeing those guys like Brett Favre trying to gun it as far as he can, and I go back even further. They used to do like a tug of war, like that stuff was fun.
The old superstars competition.
That was fun. I'm glad you guys are gonna see it. It was funny.
Hey Steve,
Aaron Brooks had the biggest arm in the NFL back then. I remember that like when I was a kid.
Who'd you say, Burt Jones?
Aaron Brooks. Aaron Brooks won that competition, the deep ball throw. He won that year. Well, I can't remember what year it was. I was little though. I remember that jump vividly though, because he had the headband and the diamond chain on. So of course, that's just what I magitated to. But
Hey Steve, before you run, I know we asked for your top 5 quarterbacks and whatnot. I don't know if you have time for that. But if you do have time, we got a super chat from one of our viewers, and he asked, question for the guest: why did Stephen Ross get suspended, but not Brady for the tampering?
Because Brady No, I mean Brady was just kind of like, and Stephen Ross was kind of like, we can make this happen. Brady was the guy under contract. The NFL rule is you cannot pursue or discuss a player from another team who is under contract. Well, Stephen Ross and a secondary owner broke that, right? They were talking directly to a player from another team under contract without permission. You cannot do that. And the fact that it happened multiple times, I think over years actually, is why Stephen Ross got busted for tampering and Tom Brady did not.
So it's okay to listen. You just can't be the one talking. Or the one under contract.
I mean,
fair enough.
Yeah, I mean that's a players do the recruiting. Look, a lot of these things. Talk to the agent. Talk to somebody else. Just don't do it. As I said, that's just like the football coach or the NCAA basketball coach directly handing the money to the player instead of having the bag man do it. All right, so here you go. We give you a couple of top quarterbacks. First off, undoubtedly Tom Brady the GOAT. Undoubtedly. I'm the biggest Joe Montana fan in the world, but Tom Brady's got 7, and if not for 2 of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history, he would have 9. Right? If not for Mario Manningham, David Tyree, he would have 9. Okay, so think about that. Okay, then you got Joe Montana, who was just as accurate and precise as who would go. I would throw Dan Marino probably in there at 3rd. I would probably add John Elway as the 4th and Warren Moon as number 5.
Thank you.
Running backs? Okay. Talk about running back.
Warren Moon.
Thank you very much. I've been saying Warren Moon, and these guys don't know nothing.
You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Real quick, running backs, Sweetness. Sweetness, Walter Payton.
Just stop there.
There you go.
You got it.
They
So,
hate us when we say it.
Sweetness, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Jim Brown. Okay, people are going to call me crazy because I'm going to bring his name up, but O.J. Simpson.
No.
That ain't crazy.
Okay. And then, you can make an argument. God, there's so many other great running backs. Number 5, I mean, you can go LT, you can go Adrian Peterson, Emmitt Smith. I'll tell you this. I'm going to give you a wild card. I want you guys to see if you can Google him. The dude who would have been in that group, but he had a short career because of an injury, was a running back in the day for the Minnesota Vikings named Chuck Foreman, number 44. He was Reggie Bush before Reggie Bush, about 6'3", 220. Came in as a rookie, I think he was the rookie of the year and the runner-up for MVP. Just look at the highlights. One of the most incredible running backs you've ever seen, but after like 5 years, he had a bad knee injury. And that was that. Wide receivers, I mean, come on. Jerry Rice. I mean, we can go a lot of different directions from there, but I'm just going to stop.
Stop at Jerry? Whoa.
But the best player out of all of them is number 56, Lawrence Taylor.
Thank you.
The most impactful player in football. He is the guy who you heard, I'm old enough to remember this, fullbacks, tight ends, everyone else said, he is the dude who made me start lifting weights 365 days of the year because he was too fast, too strong, and too nasty.
Yeah.
He was the most influential player in the NFL because of his size, speed, and strength, and his ability to Deion was right there. I mean, Deion was a great returner, great corner. Yeah. The fact he had as many interceptions as he did when guys stayed away from him just goes to show you the range, his instincts, and things like that. But again, there were dudes. I'm not saying they're necessarily Deion. Deion is that guy, right? But I mean, there were the Rod Woodsons of the world and Aeneas Williams of the world, and guys like that. Whereas Lawrence Taylor, to this day, there is he was a 255-pound outside linebacker who dropped in coverage, got sacks, kind of did whatever he wanted. So he was that special.
Andy hooped at North Carolina too. He was a
Lawrence Taylor played basketball too.
Yeah,
he was a
Lawrence
hooper.
Taylor wasn't out there doing no hooping. He was out there
Julius
boxing
I
out.
don't know about that, but I've been
I know
telling you
Julius
guys.
Peppers did, but I didn't know about LT.
Julius Peppers.
Nah, they got some story. Well, I don't know. You know how they got the myths. They say stuff about Bo Jackson I still scratch my head about. So
Bo was the greatest athlete to ever put on a pair of pads. Look, the dude was about a 230-pound running back who nobody could catch.
Mhm.
I believe he won an NCAA track event.
It was something like
more.
that for sure.
A decathlon.
And
it was either in high school or college, one of the two.
No, Bo did it in college. Bo did it in college.
That's crazy.
And then, of course, we know how good of a baseball player he was. But again, in terms of just changing the whole mindset of getting players used to lift right before training camp and get in shape during training camp. Lawrence Taylor made dudes hit the bench press.
Get your mind right.
Yeah, 300.
I yelled at these guys. I said we shouldn't even call LaDainian Tomlinson LT. Like that belongs to Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, LDT. Correct.
Yeah,
Hey, dudes, y'all are spectacular, man. I had an absolute blast. I wish I didn't have to boogie on, but I really do appreciate you guys.
All good. We appreciate your time.
We appreciate you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Nice seeing you again. Appreciate it.
Steve, whenever you want to come back. Whenever you want to come back.
I do. And it was great to actually see a face member of the Tuanon mob. Fellas, all right, take care.
Steve, before you go, is it a place where people can follow you at or keep up with your content and drop it in your book as well if you
well,
can.
I don't have a book. The book is not coming out yet. I have not wanted to commit my free time to doing that. But follow me on Twitter and IG, Wyche89, WYCHE 89. You can follow me 3 to 5 days a week on NFL Network, usually on NFL Now and on Game Day Sundays. And anywhere else, if you find me, that means I'm up to doing no good, which is something I don't do. So,
you may be a double holic. Appreciate you.
All right, there you go.
Man.
All right, guys, be good. Take care.
All right, take it easy.
Appreciate it.
Yo, and
now it's time to play the game.
Everybody, I'm not letting nobody off the hook.
What's going on here?
Right into it.
Tag.
Right into it.
Mess with the bull and you get the horns.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have a poop? Do you have a fart noise up there?
Not.
You can put the poop up there.
All right. Taz, what's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm good, y'all. Tired from practice, but I'm good.
Taz outside.
Taz, I know you got an agenda to push, so before you do that, let me just hit these super chats and ask you guys to, of course, like the video. I know, but go ahead and do that.
Taz is definitely good, valid, bro.
Like the damn video.
Being over there quiet like them Seahawks. He stay be over there.
Yeah, he got that. That's a bad jersey to have on.
All right. Look, check this out. I want to start muting. I ain't muted nobody today. I ain't muted nobody today.
Yeah, you know, I'm on that goat shit.
I can't see who that is.
Show that jersey, man. Show it off, man. Show it off.
Show it off, man.
Stop playing.
He's gonna go announce their first round pick.
All right, y'all. I got a super chat from my man Smudgy14. He said Joe Burrow look like Linsanity of the NFL right now.
Joke.
That's a funny ass joke. I'll say that.
It's kind of funny, but Joe Burrow about to turn up on y'all starting tomorrow. Bama.
He gonna beat the Dolphins. You really expect the Bengals to go 1-3?
Smudgy, that was nasty.
They're not making the playoffs.
Listen, Bama, I was with you on the Dolphins beating the Bills. I can't be with you on this one. I'm sorry, bro. I can't.
You know what's really crazy about this whole thing is like me and Ben have definitely deferred on the Joe Burrow Herbert spectrum a lot. But I think we both agree right now. We both say, yo, them Bengals look dead in the water. Like, I know everybody loves them. I love Joe. Love Joe.
Yeah.
I the most love Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, that O-line is not going to get it.
Like they did all that stuff in free agency, right? They did all that stuff on free agency. And it looked like the same O-line from last year. It looked like
the same thing. And I said this, Ben, I said this too. I said, look, I understand the O-line. You know, they won games last year, even though despite their O-line, really, despite the O-line. But at the same time, let's be real. they do not have a defense that can carry them, bro. They don't have that type of defense. Their defense is solid.
He was able to scheme
average.
takeaways.
Yeah, like it was solid. They made plays, but they're not a defense that's like we're gonna hang our hat on that. You can't. Not that team.
I'm not gonna lie, J-Rob. I mean, based off what we've seen from the Bengals, I mean, they had an outing against the Steelers where it was kind of high scoring. They did destroy
Rush, bro.
that. Yeah, that wasn't because of their defense. They let up 14 points in the beginning.
They lost
and then
to
the
Cooper
offense
Rush because they cannot block anybody, bro.
Yes,
That's
but let's understand. Let's put everything into context.
That Cowboys defense is
the defense.
Micah
Yes.
Parsons is.
Let's thank you, Bama. The Steelers.
Bama, is your team? Does your team not have a damn near top 10 level defense?
True.
That's what I'm saying.
But the Steelers and the Cowboys, yo, them boys like T.J. Watt, Hayward, Micah Parsons, what he's doing with the that front seven is elite.
Bama, you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying with the Bengals, and I agree. I agree with the Bengals, but I will say Micah Parsons gonna make y'all go see them Eagles.
Oh yeah.
See.
No, I've seen it. No, Micah Parsons is wild.
This Micah Parsons thing. I already said I'm taking.
Oh yeah, hey, I was with you and Ty right there when y'all said like he the best player in the NFL.
Thank you.
Was, like tried to turn their nose up. I was like, I don't know. I'm scratching my head.
Hey, look.
It's
Bama,
that
look.
ridiculous.
Hey,
fucking pass me that field, hey, Micah,
Hey, when it comes to Micah, hey. I'm crazy.
Let's not overrate let's not overrate how the Bengals have struggled though against the Cowboys and the Steelers defense. And to me, that's like the top 5 defenses in the league, bro. So we just gotta acknowledge
they're about to see another top 7 defense.
I think they'll be fine.
All right, y'all. We got a couple more super chats to get into. We had 95 likes. Can you guys just get us over 100? And I'll shut up about the likes. But I did just end a poll. And 67% of the chat said that they would take Jalen Hurts as their franchise quarterback. Poor Tua. Poor fella.
He living good right now, man. We chilling.
My man hit 44 with a super chat. He said, who would you rather have right now? Derek Carr or Russell Wilson?
Bro, I'd rather have Carr over Lamar Jackson.
I
want Carr over Lamar Jackson.
Wow, he's mid now. You will call Russell mid now.
I need to pay closer attention. What was the question?
Derek Carr.
Who would you rather have right now?
Are you crazy? Why you put this stuff up on the screen?
That's ridiculous, though. That's not a real.
It's a super chat.
Though. Come on, we all taking Russell Wilson.
It's a super chat. It better be like $100 super chat.
I'm taking Geno Smith.
I don't know if I'm paying for that question, bro.
I'm not even going
to go there. To him. No offense to him, though. To pay for that question is kind of crazy, bro.
I'm taking Geno Smith over both of them right now.
Nasty.
Taz up here nasty.
Let's not have recency bias, bro. They're going to turn the things around. They'll be fine.
I hope so.
Only 3 games.
Lettuce with the super chat. He said Raiders are favored against Denver. Y'all agree? Ironically, this is our next question.
Yeah,
I got the Raiders. I don't expect the Raiders to go 0-4. If they go 0-4, then they're just way worse than I even anticipated. Denver's been a team that's pretty struggling. They've both been struggling, but I just can't imagine the Raiders going 0-4 with the supporting cast that they have at all.
Fellas, who we taking in this game?
I'm taking Raiders.
Wait, who are they playing again?
Raiders and Broncos.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking the Broncos. Yo, the Raiders is done too, y'all. I want y'all to know right now. Clip it. The Raiders are officially entered the CJ
and if they lose this game, they definitely done. If they lose,
I want you to know right now because I want you to know. Yes, Ben, tell them because I want you to know right now.
J-Rob, say it again. I need you to start from the beginning. Say it again.
All right.
With the clip this now, all of it, the whole soliloquy.
All right, so monologue. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm more fluent.
I got you, bro.
Monologue. All right, so clip this. I'm saying.
Come on,
right
bro.
now.
That's not me.
I'm clipping it for the people. The Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders are done. They are done, and I want you to know they have officially entered the Bryce CJ sweepstakes because The Raiders are the Raiders, fellas. They are who they are, man. They are going to start the year 0-5, straight like that. 0-5.
You're crazy. You're crazy, bro. 0-5.
Yeah,
I can't.
Crazy.
Listen, I can't imagine
after the Broncos.
I can't imagine them going 0-5. I'm sorry, bro. That's why I'm saying they have to win this game, bro. They have to. Do you know how hard it is to lose 4 straight with that type of supporting cast, bro?
Bro, they're leaving.
You know how difficult it is to do that?
They're gonna lose 5.
Do you know how difficult with that supporting cast, bro, to lose 5 straight?
This is what I want you to do. I want you to go. Dan Orlovsky pull up a great video today on ESPN Football and showed a clip of your boy Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, I seen it.
That is better than
His
Lamar
vision's
Jackson.
terrible.
You tell me if that guy that you saw on that clip is beating the Broncos and then got to go to KC and beat KC.
That's been a whole lot of mid. It's been a whole lot of mid.
What you
That
said,
was
'cause
3
I was
games
just
to
listening
me.
to y'all on the phone. What you said, so you saying that the quarterback who has a better ability to sit in the pocket, make the throws necessary to win the game, throw in the windows, inability to distribute the ball to receivers.
The elite top 10 elite quarterback. He missing reads. Hey, Bama, I don't know.
$30 million receiver, right?
Bama, I don't know. He missing the reads, Bama. Bama, I don't know, bro. Hey, Bama, they said he can sit in the pocket and make all the elite.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Just remember. Remember.
I don't know, bro.
Don't get me for this. It wasn't me.
Only one person on this panel stood up and told Rated PG to shut up, and Ron was supporting his dumbass.
Yeah, Ron, you was being gross. You was being gross in the chat.
Stop playing with me. Hey,
Disgusting.
Rated is one phone call away. I'll pull Rated up here to fry everybody.
Yeah, put him on here.
His
name is Rated XXX.
I ain't gonna lie. In the beginning of the show, I knew Rated R had me messed up because I was hot. You know, like usually I won't ever say that I'd be hot, but I was hot. Like in my head, I'm like, I'm hot at Bama and I'm at Dub and Ron. Like y'all bringing motherfuckers up here to just talk about anything. Like we just out here. I'm mad. I'm so mad at him. I'm mad at them because he out here saying.
I knew J-Rob was mad. I knew J-Rob was really heated when he sat here and said,
heated.
"You gonna sit here and say this to our fans? He ain't never went that route ever in our lives." I was like, "Wow."
Bama, I said you on our show. You disrespecting our audience, bro.
I messaged J-Rob. I messaged J-Rob on the side, and I said, "Yo, J-Rob, chill, bro. Chill, bro."
Yo, and for those of you that don't know,
hot. He took me to a different level. I didn't know I could go there, bro. He took me there, though. I was hot.
Did you not see me when he said Derek Carr's better than Lamar Jackson? Like, when do I get that heated? Like, I was gonna jump through the screen and slap him.
Philip was heated when he said that. Oh
bro,
man,
I couldn't believe. I really couldn't believe what I was hearing, bro. Like I couldn't believe it, bro. Couldn't.
My favorite part, he was like, "I don't know football, right? I don't know football."
And then they hit me. You know he hit me with the finisher. Boom. He's gonna tell me, bro, that he said, "Do you know football?" Bama, you know what I asked him? I asked him one-on-one. I said, "Do you know what 22 personnel is?" He said, Nah. He said, "Miss me with all that.
But you know, I did what I had to do. I made him more fluent.
Because he dad don't know. So,
for those of y'all who don't know, that was last week's episode. It was a legendary episode. Yeah. A lot of things happened. It
was a filthy one.
It was gross.
Bama had his sabbatical, or his sabbatical, but he had a soliloquy before his sabbatical. J-Rob. We caught 2 different versions of J-Rob. We got mobile J-Rob. I've never seen J-Rob come in to chat with his mobile phone. Fluent, obviously.
I was watching my girl play basketball. I had to dive back in because I couldn't even believe it. Like I couldn't even believe it, bro.
I text J-Rob and said, "Hey, your boy this boy Rated R talking crazy about Lamar." He said, "What? What?"
Yeah, that's what crazy. Ben really instigated it because he went and got me. When Ben came and got me, I said, "What'd he say, Ben?" He said, "Oh yeah, I gotta come back." He's bugging.
Don't speed right past that. Like I feel like Ben's that dude. Like when you're in the you're in the yard, he's the one. You're not gonna let him say that to you. Are you gonna let him talk to you like that? Like he was starting.
Ben texted me today while I was on the other PC. Like they wilding up there.
Hey, and not to make you even more mad, J-Rob, when he went into a soliloquy about Willie Snead the fourth.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Bro, I almost lost it. I said, bro, are you literally
That Willie Snead shit was the funniest thing I've heard, bro. I know how great Willie Snead is. Like, when was he great? I love Rated R.
Lamar didn't make nobody look bad.
I love Rated R though. Rated R is elite though.
Yeah,
Bro.
Rated R.
Entertaining.
He thought I was crazy when I said Lamar gonna need a Brinks truck to get paid, bro. He thought I was when I said
He is.
He thought I was crazy when I said it. I said, oh God.
So
That's
shout out
quarterback in the league to me.
Shout out to Rated R.
Shout out Rated R though.
He is a legend on the Players Choice Network already. If you haven't seen last episode, go back and see it. We are going to get heavily into Lamar on this next topic. How you doing, Taz?
I'm doing great.
Before we get into Lamar, though, I would love to get into Lamar. I can't wait to get into Lamar, but we have some super chats that we must take care of.
Hey, yo.
Let's get to the super chat. Yo,
did I do it right? Did I do it right?
Yes,
Let me read it, Ron. Hit 44 paid for the question, I guess, because I'm a debonair. We get to the bag. Let's get right.
That's fair.
The
Debonaires.
Don't hate J-Rob. You already got L and your light out, boys.
I'm a light out, man. I light it up, man. You feel me? We light it up.
Speaking of that, J-Rob, reply to my message so I can, show your list.
Would you? Oh,
yeah, we need that list. That's the title of the video.
Season.
Hey, hold up, J-Rob. We got these super chats. Hold up.
Just hold on before you do it. I want to tell Bama because J-Rob's doing his top QB list like at the moment. And we said we should probably do like a running back and a wide receiver. And I was going to do and I said, you do running back, I'll do wide receivers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Ben now has a segment too every week where he's going to. Well, actually, you tell us, Ben.
Yeah.
What's your new segment?
So basically, man, we got people do that like top performers of the week. You know what I'm saying? Do their top performers of the week, but I call something new. Brandon from the Block Edition, it's the top 5 block boys of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Top 5 block boys of the week. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that in a second. I'm gonna hit these next super chats. We're gonna talk about.
Yo, LeBron, I sent you them power rankings, bro.
Got you.
Boys to you on your phone.
Next super chat from MC Robinson. He said, I have the Falcons over the Browns because due to Myles Garrett's car accident and playing very hurt, the Browns defense is gonna struggle.
Drake London, bro. Drake London has been living up to it.
I tried to trade him to a few of y'all. Everybody denied me. I put him in and he put up more points. So
Bama, you ain't tried to trade him to me. I mean, since you
didn't
give me a fair rap, I want my fair rap.
Fantasy football? Are you talking about fantasy football?
Uh-oh.
I wonder who's in first in our league. Should we update everybody?
Me.
Do you want me to show the rankings?
Wrong.
I can show the rankings.
Me and you.
No, not me and you. Me.
I'm 3-0.
I'm 3-0, but I got more points.
Man, I don't care about none of that.
Yo, why y'all hating on me for getting Jonathan Taylor? First of all, let's clarify this.
Nobody hated on nothing. So first off, nobody hated on nothing.
Yo, what does Ticket say? Zoom in on this. Just clip it. What is?
Watch this.
Put me in a tight zoom.
All right. While Fluid does this, I want to make a.
Who's that number one?
I don't even have.
They can't see it. They can't see it.
It says me. All right, you can take me out of this.
Oh, whatever.
Stroking my dicker. Number one.
Yeah, master. Anyway, I want to let everybody know. I want to make this disclaimer real quick. I don't even have those messages turned on until I get alerts on my phone. All I got was a message from Instagram, which was Nick, and he sent me a voice message talking about, "Hey man, can you veto this trade?" I'm like, all right. So I just went in there and vetoed it, and then everybody started spazzing out on me, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going
Bama,
on?
are you serious?
What trade did you veto?
No way. They lied to me. Yo, chat. Listen to me.
What was the trade? I don't even know.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna tell you guys. Chat. I need to
Whatever trade they
update.
had going on. I'm like, bro, all right.
So I need to update. I need to tell everyone the full story as of what happened. I was talking to Nick this morning. I said I wanted Jonathan Taylor. All I said was, all right, cool. He wanted Leonard Fournette and DeAndre Hopkins. I was like, I kind of don't want to feel like this, giving that up. How about if I give you Ezekiel Elliott and Leonard Fournette for Jonathan Taylor? He goes like, maybe not. But he was like, you know what? I do need RBs. I'm gonna take that. I'm like, all right, bet. So I took him. I took the bet. He accepted the trade, and then 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I see the trade gets vetoed. Nick tells me, "Oh yeah, everybody vetoed it. Everybody vetoed it. I don't know how this happened. And I'm just sitting here like, wow. Now Bama's telling me, Nick called you and said, yo, veto the trade. Nick, that is some nasty ass energy, bro. That is nasty ass. If you made a trade that you regretted, that is your fault, bro. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've never seen that in all my years playing fantasy football. That is crazy. Bama, I'm sorry.
That's weird, Nick. Yeah,
yo, Bama, you gotta drop one of his players or something, bro, because that's crazy. That is crazy.
That ain't right,
y'all can see on the screen right now. Oh, hold on, wait. That's Dub and J-Rob's team.
Yeah, me and Dub made a trade that everybody on that everybody took to the internet on apparently. But all I'm gonna do is laugh. All I'm gonna do though, hey, look.
Content.
I know, but I don't like content at my expense though to try to be funny. All right.
Oh, the trade got vetoed, so it's not gonna show it.
At the end of the day, though, at the end of the day, I'm gonna just take that clip of you talking about my trade betting, and we gonna be week 10. We're gonna be week 10. I'm gonna just have that picture of Birdman rubbing his hands, bro. It's gonna be me, bro.
All right, so you guys can see the standings of our fantasy league right now. We'll keep you guys updated.
Both place, I'm in it, man.
Fluent is first. Let me zoom in.
Zoom in on that first place. Look at that. How beautiful is that?
You see Fluent's team stroking my Ditka. Next, you have Bama's team. ESPN didn't tell me this. You have the Hernandez sharpshooters, Nick, which he probably felt a little threatened by him being in third place. Probably felt threatened with Dub doing that move. So he was like, no, we can't have this happen. J-Rob is in fourth. Trent is in fifth. Ben is in sixth.
In fifth place, who would have thought?
Flown out City Boys, none other than Dub Cups of the Rose. He is seventh.
Red Solo
Cups of the Rose.
Tegan is eighth. I happen to be ninth, but don't worry about it.
Y'all asked me to do this.
Don't worry about it. Hey, I put up the second most points last week, and we will continue that trend. And you want to know why we will continue that trend? Because I got Lamar.
Yo, wait. Can I say something, Ron? That is really funny about G Baby being in last place, bro. So G Baby slid in my DMs today, fellas. He was like, J-Rob, like, how you going trade Dub for Christian Kirk, bro? He was upset. I guess Dub, you vetoed his trade. So he asked me, he was like, who you trying to trade for Kirk? He's willing to offer me like Mike Evans and another piece, which sound tantalizing. But then I looked at his team. There's nobody on his team outside of Mike Evans that I wanted, bro. His team ass.
His team is terrible.
His team is ass. And he had the back-to-back in the draft.
His team is terrible.
I had to send him a voice note like, G baby, I ain't gonna lie to you. There ain't not one motherfucker on this team that I want.
Nah, his team is really terrible. Cam Cobain with the super chat. What would Sterling Sharp's ceiling be all time if he didn't get injured?
Jesus, man.
Nick Dawson with another super chat. If Lamar goes to the Saints, rated R will switch up. Nick Dawson with another super chat. Get finesse Dub. Nick Dawson with another super chat. I'm from Broward County. Finesse. That's wild, Nick. You're a nasty ass individual. I see where you're no
Nick,
longer the real Nick.
Yeah, we got
But
Nick
That's
Shiesty.
Nick.
Shiesty,
Nick Shiesty is crazy.
Nick
But
Shiesty, bro.
Cam
Shiesty's crazy.
Cam Cobain has a really good question though. What would Sterling Sharp's ceiling be all time if he didn't get injured?
You gotta ask Fluent that question. He's the
Hall of
historian.
Fame, easy. He was shredding triple crown. Oh yeah, I forgot. Fluent was around.
Yeah, I'll say you gotta ask Fluent. Fluent really
Sterling, like not only was I around, but I had to watch him dust all my DBs twice a year. He would have been a top 5 wide receiver.
All time.
He was all time. He was that good.
He won a triple crown.
That dude was that good. Yeah.
He did what?
You want
his cup was running off? Is what you said?
Yeah, he
Yo, Cooper Cup might win another fucking triple crown, bro. I'm gonna be real. Like, it's the craziest thing.
I said it. I know Fluent you took Jettas. That was a great pick, but I told you I don't play about the double.
Bro, Cooper Cup might win another triple. No, this kid. Listen, this guy. I'm done. Listen, J-Rob, I'm done. I can't hate on this guy no more, bro. This kid is ridiculous, bro. If he wins another triple crown, bro. Oh my.
Yeah,
God.
Don't get me wrong. If he wins the second one, that's a miracle.
Yeah.
That is a miracle.
That'd be crazy.
Because that is insanely hard to do twice. So
he got to go to the courthouse and change his name to Cooper Him.
If Cooper Cup does it twice,
Cooper Himothy Cup.
I promise you, if Cooper Cup wins the second triple crown, I will never again make any type
they go your boy Cortland Sutton
argument about him.
And do I not see the Cynics Jubitus brothers at 2 and 3? Oh man,
that's gonna change, bro.
I wonder what type of QB do they have to be at 2 and 3 in the league? Whoa.
That's gonna change, bro. That's gonna change, man.
Wait, say that word again, Bama. Cynics Jubitus. I like that.
Hey, but what I tell you about Cortland Sutton, Bama, I liked him more than Jerry Jeudy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's a dog, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that route running is good and everything, but listen, if you just going out there and grabbing it is a different story.
You know
bro.
what I had saw, and I don't want to go too far, but I'm gonna just keep it real, man. That game against the Seattle Seahawks, dog, showed me where Jerry Jeudy he still got another step to take. So it was like late in that game where Russell Wilson started feeding him. He had like a few big receptions or whatever the case may be. He got the hot hand. I saw that dude tap his helmet to come out, dog. And when he came out, he got a breath. I was like, cool, bro. I'll give him that. Maybe he really gassed. Soon as he come back in, it just looked like shit, bro. He just got sloppy. That one ball over in the corner, the left-hand side, that just looked like he didn't even want to catch that. It's like, come on, bro. I get you tired, bro, but that's why D-Hop who he is. That's why Devontae Adams who he is. That's why Cooper Kupp who he is. Because
Michael Thomas.
You don't think them dudes tired? They tired as shit. You saw Michael Thomas was drooling out his mouth. He was top, bro, because he wanted it bad, bro. Like you got to unlock that inner demon, though, bro. Like it got to come out at some point, bro. And I'm like, Judy, like you got to release that, bro. You got all the tools, bro. You got the route running, you got the physical, you got the speed, bro. You got to release that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was just, as a Bama fan, bro, I'm like, bro, like do it, Judy. Like, bro, I know you tired, bro, but you got to do it, bro. Like he feeding you, and Judy, he just didn't do it. And then his past game, he went out there and I guess he got hurt or whatever the case may be. So,
no, you're right.
He did get hurt.
He did get hurt. I mean, no, you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. That motor shit matters. That's why Amari Cooper gets traded. Because people don't like motor. That shit matters, bro. How you look on, because at the end of the day, when they look at that film, bro, they looking at your demeanor, your body language, how you look. That shit all matters. All matters.
All right, y'all. What is the number of the week? Taz?
12, because that's how many power rankings there are, baby. 12.
You were right on the number of the week. You were just wrong on why it's the number. They could be the number of the week for that purpose too. But Taz, 12 is the number of the week because Lamar Jackson has 12 total touchdowns, and it's more than any single team's total touchdowns so far this season other than the Detroit Lions. Taz, I'm going to talk about your man Lamar Jackson. What the hell? he is doing to the NFL.
He's just top 5. He's a top 5 QB. So, he's just doing Lamar things. Lamar doing Lamar things. Y'all say he can't pass. First game of the year, he had 3 20-plus yard passing TDs. He can't pass, but has 10 passing TDs, which is also more than Josh Allen. So, can't pass, though. So, it's whatever. Lamar, he got to stop.
And then talk about how he had to bail them out versus the Patriots. They was trying to lose that game.
Yeah.
And Lamar was like, "No, we're not losing." Like, come on,
I ain't gonna lie, Taz, stop being modest. You don't got him top 5. You got him 1, 2, 3.
Top
range.
1.
Yeah, you gotta let us know.
Hold on, wait a minute. Lamar's top 5.
Don't be modest for these chatters, bro.
And I just want to say
how you really feel, bro. Tell them the truth.
At first, I heard some rumors of Lamar going to Miami. I ain't gonna lie, that would be one quarterback I wouldn't like. Two, I love you, brother. Come here, give me a hug. Give me a hug him real. You know what I'm saying? Rub his back. I'm rocking with you. I'm still. You know how Key and Peele did. Get in here, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, Lamar, bro, you will understand, you feel me? Like, and that's why I said with the owner, with the tampering too, I want to touch on that, bro. If you had a chance to get Brady and Sean Payton, bro, I don't give a damn, bro. Break whatever rule you got to break to get them. You feel me? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm giving up that draft pick. It was worth the pick. You feel me? I feel like even if they had to give up that first round pick real quick, it was worth it, because if I felt like you had a chance to get Brady and Sean Payton, you gotta try it. You gotta try it. You got to. Fuck it.
You really crazy not to type.
You
shit.
crazy,
like,
not,
crazy
to.
not to.
I'm a Tua fan. Love Tua to death. But if you got a chance to get Sean Payton and Tom Brady, you better pull that trigger.
Don't show that super chat, Ron. Don't show it.
There's 3 things that's sure in this life: death, taxes, and Tom Brady and Tua.
Nick don't belong to be putting any more super chats on here, because that is the fakest thing I've ever seen in my damn life. That is the craziest thing. That is no.
We don't move off of motion.
And you got me in the middle of it too.
Real players, aka the team, players' choice. Real players don't move off emotion. Nick Dawson sent the super chat. We gonna get this money, all right? He said, Dub, check your DM if you want JT. Do you want JT, or are you mad?
No, bro, because he's keep offering for way too much. He should have accepted the deal, bro.
Hold on, was there a deal? If I may, was there a deal made?
It got accepted, Fluent.
Okay, so who did you trade? Let me come in.
Ezekiel Elliott and Leonard Fournette.
Okay, Ezekiel Elliott and Leonard Fournette for
Jonathan Taylor.
So the 2 for 1. Yeah. Ezekiel Elliott, that's a crazy trade, but he accepted it. Nick accepted it, and like he didn't say, "Oh my God, I made a mistake. I hit the wrong button."
No, we agreed. He was like, "Yeah, send the deal. I'm gonna accept it."
Then that deal needs to go through. Now I will say this. Is it the commissioner who has veto power, or does everybody else vote?
No, the commissioner does, but Bama didn't see. Bama didn't.
Why don't we do this the legit way, Ron? Put a poll in the chat right now and say, if you accept a trade, should that trade go through? Yes or no? Yes. And then put an end to it. Squash it. Don't put Bama. Like you guys put Bama in the
Bama's in the middle of it. That's why I understood. I understood Bama.
Okay, like I said, I didn't know. I
As
don't
a
even have my
commissioner of a
message
league, I know that's not cool. That's not cool.
Yeah, put the poll in the chat.
In all honesty, if we all had the veto power, who's all declining the trade with me?
What was the trade? Somebody explain.
Just to be messy.
Nah.
It was Ezekiel Elliott and
Leonard Fournette.
For Jonathan Taylor.
But I mean,
so you use my trade as a bargaining chip? He used me as a bargaining chip. He used me as a chip.
All right, to the Brock Topis, it was accepted in the app. So for those watching, we're not saying if it's a fair trade. The question in the poll should be, if a trade's accepted, should it go through? It's not if it's a good trade or a bad trade. It's a dumb trade, crazy. But he said yes.
Yeah, if you said yes to the trade, you gotta live with it.
Yeah, you gotta live with it, man.
Every trade, you gotta think.
There's no 7-day cooling off period.
Yeah, we gotta listen. We all make mistakes in lives, bro. I wish I could Oh wait, let me not be a double holic today. I'm sorry. Listen, there's mistakes that we have in life. You know,
Mistakes
sometimes
have been made.
there's sometimes we end up with women that we really shouldn't be, and we just have to take
Right.
take it as it goes. You know, and sometimes we make mistakes. And Nick, if that was a mistake you made, I understand. But at the end of the day, it's a mistake, and you need to pay for the consequences that you made. And this is a consequence right now.
I
And all
can't
that
wait to
crying-
get JT now.
Be a man.
Yeah,
Be a man.
Nick, that's weird, bro. I'm gonna lie. And the fact that you went to Bama, like, Bama, you gonna
On the sneak tip. On the
That's why
sneak tip, bro.
That's why they say white boys be snitching.
No, they don't say that.
Oh, so Fluent, you just never mind. We're not gonna get into that.
I don't snitch.
All right, so I
Oh, so wait, because there was episodes we called you white. He was like, "Oh, I'm not white." So now all of a sudden you're white. What are we doing? Fluent?
The thing is, Fluent is closer to the sun. Fluent is Greek. He's very close to the sun.
He's Greek, but hey, now he's
very
acknowledging
close
his
to the
white
sun.
side, and before it wasn't the case.
He's very close
Depends
to
on
the
your
sun,
it depends on your definition.
Yeah.
Because if your definition is, do you get harassed when you're going through customs? Then no, I'm not white because I get harassed all the time. They think I have a bomb.
Fluent is close to the sun, bro. You can see it. You feel me?
I'm just saying I'm just trying to understand because I'm a little bit confused right now.
I'm confused too. Let's be honest. I'm at the cookout, but like I'm not at the wedding. Like let's put it that way.
No, he's not at the wedding.
All right, so we need to get back into Lamar Jackson because I'm not quite done with
Y'all
him.
make me laugh, bro.
I want to know, can Lamar keep up this pace for the duration of the season?
Damn right he can.
Yeah, of course he can.
MVP.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch the game, you better know that boy is not trying to take no hits. He's sliding on you. He's taking a seat. Get down. I need my money. You know that gift? Bring me my money. That's gonna be Lamar at the end of the season, man. Because he's gonna
Lamar right now is on pace for like 68 touchdowns or something like that. Like something crazy. Like total touchdowns, he's on pace for 60.
And I don't think y'all understand those scramble plays. The pocket completely broke to shit. He sits in the pocket as long as he possibly can before he takes off running the ball. That's why I'm like, when he gets 100 yards scrambling, it's so like amazing because I know he's really trying to sit out there and throw the ball, bro. Yeah. But it's just like, oh snap, the pocket breaks down. I gotta go.
If Lamar Jackson has 68 touchdowns, y'all better not talk to me about no top.
Even if he hits 60, if he hits 60 touchdowns, it's crazy.
My man account for 60 touchdowns in the NFL. I don't want to hear about no top 7, 8. Nah.
Man, if you ain't got Lamar in your top 5 already, bro, there's just something wrong with you.
You gotta talk to the
I don't know what else.
Right there.
Listen, I don't know what. Honestly, Ben, I don't know what's wrong with you right now, son. But this is something Lamar Jackson has proven throughout the last 2 years, bro. Come on, bro.
The problem is Ben is going to bring up he likes Herbert more because he thinks he's a better quarterback.
If you think Justin Herbert is better,
wait, Doug, hold on. This is what he's going to say next. Look, before he's going to get to his point, you know what he's going to say? He's going to say the defense is better. Whoopty-woo. The defense was bad. So Justin Herbert, it would be better. But let me ask you this, Doug.
Come on. Hold on. Wait. We need to hear. Just hold that question. We need to hear from Ben. You said what he was going to say, but I want to know what he's going to say.
Ben, what you going to say?
Listen. I got Lamar top 7 right now, 6-7 right now. Okay. But listen. He's looking good. But come on, bro. We be seeing things in the past when the Steelers were 12-0, and they and then at the end of the season they went bad. We saw the Broncos in another season they were like 3-0. Like, let's wait. I mean,
watch this though, Ben. Watch this.
Let me ask you a question. How come you never say let's wait when it comes to your other favorites, bro?
Like
you don't have the same. You don't have the same energy for everybody, bro.
Yes, I do. I did the same thing with Herbert. How? I did the same.
Is Herbert better than Lamar Jackson?
Don't know. Stop.
Let Ben answer this. Is Herbert better than Lamar Jackson?
My bad.
You want right now or overall?
Overall, before the season started, right now, what's up?
Overall, I got Herbert better than Lamar.
Who else is better than Lamar Jackson? Josh Allen, I'm guessing. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Who else?
Brady, and Herbert. That's it. it's interchangeable between Russ and Lamar.
It's not interchangeable, right?
It's not.
It's
not
not
even close.
interchangeable, Ben. Come on.
Hey, he got his vote. Listen, so I have a poll right now,
So filthy.
and it said if you accept a trade, should the trade go through? 90% of the people said yes.
Hey, but listen,
So
I'm not
Ben,
one
you
of them
go.
guys.
Now, if he had
one
put it in the group chat and said, I hit accept by mistakes, like right away, pause, different conversation. That's not what he did.
Yeah,
Ben,
I'm
what
not
you
one
about
of them. I'm not one of them guys like they got Lamar. Don't have him top 10. I got him top 10. Like I show him, I give him his respect, but like
I just don't. I
Lamar,
just
I'm
don't
not
think
gonna lie. I
it's.
think it's just so disrespectful because Lamar literally accounts for a team's entire offense from the passing game.
And Ben,
to the
there was
run
a
game.
point where you had Lamar at like
And-
8 or 9. So
And I'm gonna be
that's
honest,
why
Ben. I'm gonna be honest, Ben. I'm gonna tell you the biggest reason why I really don't be liking like your standards with like your Lamar versus Herbert thing is because, bro, I can look at the last year's schedule for all you like Justin Herbert defenders people, and I can name a bunch of games on their schedule where they fumbled, bro. Them, not that defense, bro. Week 2, Cowboys, they lost by 3 points. Kansas City, they lost by 6. Like, bro, you don't go 2 touchdowns down to Vegas, bro.
I hate it. I hate
Like,
making it. I hate making it a win-losses thing. I just don't like
it's not a
doing that.
win-loss. It's not a win-loss. It's not about a win-loss thing. It's about
he lost that game versus the Chiefs.
It's not
Lamar not throwing that pick six.
Yo, Dub, stop. It's
sure.
not about a win-loss thing. It's about ultimately the excuse for that kid will always and forever be that his defense cannot get him out of games. That has been his excuse for the last 2 years.
No, it's the excuse is that his defense is the reason why he's not making the playoffs. That's the excuse.
And I just gave you, I can go on his list and we can go back to a bunch of games where they could have won and it wouldn't have mattered how their defense played in that game as long as their offense would have executed and nobody holds them to that standard. But nowadays, I just feel like now more than ever,
one game only separated the Bengals and the Chargers too.
Thank you. All I'm doing right now, Ben, and Dub is like this season, I'm holding everybody accountable. The summer's over. The season ended. The summer's over. Ain't no more speculations now, bro. You could fix your face all you want, bro. It is just the truth.
The thing that gets me mad though is like I agree with your stance on Lamar and stuff. I just hate the reasonings because it just lacks so much context. At the end of the day, bro, it just lacks so much context. We have to put context in this stuff, bro. It's extremely difficult.
You know what's my bit, Bama? You know what gets on my nerves more than anything, bro? Everybody throws this fucking word context into everything,
bro. Because it matters. Because it matters. When we talk about Lamar Jackson, wait, hold on, wait. What Lamar Jackson? When we talk about Lamar Jackson, people get on him for him being a passer and everything. You say all the time, oh, we need to see him with the weapons or in the pass happy offense or Greg Roman, this and that. So there's context in why he's not as great as a passer as other guys. But when we're talking about Justin Herbert and why he's not making players, you're not putting the context into that. I'm sorry. When you look at the numbers, bro, there's only been 3 teams that have above 500 record when their team was a bottom 3 scoring defense or a bottom 3 defense. That matters. It matters. I'm sorry, it does.
You can talk about. We can all. I gotta keep saying to you. You can do this context shit to me until we're blue in the face. Lamar ain't have good receivers and was still fucking dominating the NFL.
And I agree, and that's why he's better to me. I agree.
Dub, I'll let you go. I'll let you talk. It's my turn.
Hey, hold up, J-Rob, right quick. Hey, Bama, don't you love when it's Jersey beef? Go ahead, J-Rob.
Second thing is, bro, you keep bringing up context, and I get it. They had a lower tier defense, but nobody ever wants to say this. Sometimes, you know what the real truth about that defense in some instances was? That Chargers defense just underachieved. It wasn't like they was missing some people, but they underachieved. And you know who else underachieved at times on that football team? The Chargers offense, bro. And I think that my issue is I'm not sitting here saying that the Chargers defense wasn't bad. What I'm always saying is there were a lot of games that the Chargers did leave something on the table. And to bail Justin Herbert out every time saying it was his defense ain't fair. Because, yes, I have said Lamar don't have these weapons that other guys have. but that hasn't bailed him out. Most people do not use that to bail him out, bro. They don't even bring it up when they debate why he isn't good. They don't care to talk about it. So to sit here and act like Justin Herbert has not been like, there's going to come a time, I'm going to let y'all know now, because I don't know how far the Chargers are going to go this year. A lot of people are hurt. It might be a down year, but it's year 3 for Herbert. By year 4 and 5, nobody's going to be talking about Justin Herbert's talent. They're going to be asking for the wins, bro. Only the first maybe 2-3 years of your career, bro, do people kind of let you figure it out. By year 4, 5, 6, 7, the demand of what you're supposed to do is better. And you can't tell me there's context to that. That's just the truth, bro.
J-Rob, this is why I say sometimes in the sports world, bro, the way that people judge people is miscued and misinterpreted. At the end of the day, Lamar Jackson does have a winning record, yes, but we're not going to act as if he doesn't have a good defense to go off of that. I don't say Lamar Jackson is better than Justin Herbert because he makes the fucking playoffs. I don't say that. I say Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback because him being the whole entire offense, both on the running and passing side, even with the lack of weapons, he's still able to perform at a high level. Has nothing to do with wins and losses, has everything to do with his talents as a player. Justin Herbert, if I see Lamar Jackson on the Chargers, I'm sorry, bro. Lamar Jackson on the Chargers without that defense, he might miss the playoffs too. Joe Burrow might miss the playoffs too. They might, because this is what history has shown us. History showed us that when your defense is a bottom 3 defense, it's extremely difficult for a quarterback to overcome that. Hold on, one more stat for you. Go ahead, there's another stat where teams who score over 30 points or more, look at the records like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and all those guys. They all have losing records. Patrick Mahomes has the best losing record, but all of these guys has losing records when their team lets up 30 points or more. And that's happened to Justin Herbert numerous of times. So I'm sorry, we have to provide context like that. If I'm going to sit here and say keep the same energy with Lamar Jackson and saying that he's not that good of a passer because of the lack of weapons on his team, context matters with everybody, bro.
Context. Okay. I'm gonna give you the first 6 weeks of their season, how many points their team gave up. We could go. They went 16, 20, 24, 14, and then the last 2 they gave up 42 and 34. So I understand what your point is. You can use that stat. I'm not debating you on that. All I'm saying is people say that Justin Herbert is clearly better than Lamar. And to me, it's not a clearly thing, bro. It's just not. And the most people are going to use to say why Justin Herbert is clearly better than Lamar to them is they're going to say they think Justin Herbert is a better talent with his arm. And I know everybody doesn't like the wins-losses thing, but ultimately, I've just said it before. At some point in every quarterback's life, no matter what, you're going to be remembered not by your arm, but how many football games you won and lost. That applies to every single quarterback. Is Phillip Rivers going to the Hall of Fame? People really don't know. Why? Because his career was lackluster, bro. He has all these yards, all these Chargers accolades. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter because he didn't bring no hardware home. He has 2 playoff wins in his career. Bro, it is what it is, man. And I just hold Justin Herbert to that standard. That's all.
All right, y'all. We got to keep it pushing. I got a few more things that we must get into, starting with the Block Boys of the Week. Before we get to that, Ben, let me hit Nick Dawson's super chat. He said, Dub, check your DMs. I'm trying to send you JT for Zeke and Fournette. I don't want to be like that. And I also Kelsey and Keenan Allen for Jamar Chase and Bateman as well. Yo, Nick, I need Jamar Chase.
Oh man, we got some other conversations after this. But Bama, are you gonna override the settings for me to have JT?
No, he can just send you a new trade and you just accept it.
Oh, okay, bet. We'll do it like that.
Yo,
Block Boys of the Week. I need him. Talk to us, man.
I bet. So this basically not in order, man. These like basically the 5 best performance of the week, the best Block Boys of the week, man. So for number 1, got Lamar Jackson. Dude went off. Dude had 218 yards, 4 touchdowns. Threw a pick, but he had 29 attempts with he completed 18 of them. Lamar Jackson, he balled out, man. For number 2,
wait. Because I knew you were gonna do this. Who's number 1?
Lamar.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Proceed.
For number 2, Fluent, you go like this one. Khalil Herbert.
Yes, sir.
Running back. Dude had 157 yards, 20 carries with 2 TDs. Number 3, Trevor Lawrence. Passed for 262 yards, 3 TDs against the Chargers. I mean, they blown them out, man. Like, they blown them out. Number 4, Cordell Patterson. 141 yards, 1 touchdown, and 12 receptions. All right, and then the last one for number 5, Devontae Smith. 8 receptions, 169 yards with 1 TD. So yeah, those are your block boys of the week.
And you heard it here first.
Also,
Block
can I
boys
say one
of
thing
the
too?
week.
This is because I really be want to talk to TikTok and everybody else because they be swearing I'm so nasty. Y'all remember a little bit back in the summer when I said I really could see the Jags winning 10 games because that boy T. Law is really like that. I know you love Herbert and Burrow. I know Ron love Burrow, but bro, for the money, give me T. Law over both of them. Like that boy really like the truth. And y'all saw a little bit of it today. Like I said, he got that same gamer mentality. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. That's my boy. He got that same shit what Tua got, but he just 6'6", 240 pounds with it. T. Law is really him, Jay. Like y'all just see it. Y'all see it a little smidget though. You mess around and play with T. Law if you want to, bro. He finna wake the NFL up. Like
Trevor
it don't look too ridiculous that they can win 10 games now, but everybody jumped on me when I said I really could see the Jags winning 10 games, especially if Trevor Lawrence come around. Now that he got Doug Peterson over there, because Coach
Doug, when I say Coach of the Year, Coach of the Year.
Yeah, that's OD.
What did I say? Coach
That's
of
what.
the Year.
That's heat,
that boy,
bro.
That boy, Coach Urban Meyer was horrible. He was horrible. Like,
and he was out
Trigger
there
Finger
like
Herb.
Yeah, he was acting like a city boy out there too.
See, he was really a city boy out there.
He was a city boy in Jacksonville. He had a bunch of things going on.
Yo, J-Rob.
What's up? Talk to me, baby. How we doing?
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready to do this?
Throw that thing up there.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
It's all about the game and how you play it. Let's get it.
I'll have that for you next week.
Yeah, we need that. It's time to play the game right now. Let's do it.
Flo, who you got? The running backs or wide receivers?
No, that's next week.
Oh, okay.
Don't disrespect me like that. You know.
Oh no, he got
one position, Dub. You better always remember.
Bama
always remember.
Wide receivers are next week.
Yeah,
we start.
Bama has the kickers of the week.
Wait. Let me see that. Let me see that QB ranking again. Lamar Jackson, cool. Hurts, cool. Tua, cool. Bro, can we stop doing this, bro? Josh Allen needs to be 4, son.
Josh Allen
needs to be 4.
He does need to be higher.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't done anything.
Kirk Cousins shouldn't even be on this list after how he played.
Yeah, Kirk should not be on the list.
Go ahead, J-Rob. The floor's on you, J-Rob. You must explain your
like I
list.
keep saying.
J-Rob saying.
Okay, let me first of all, let me talk about my list. First of all, that's first things first. Kirk. So what did I say to you, Dub, in the Telegram? This weekend was so mid. They're so mid that honestly, bro, I really only want to do 10 quarterbacks this week. I swear to God, I didn't even want to have the bottom 2. I really want to do 10 quarterbacks this week because you notice what's the thing missing? There's no honorable mentions this week because I really was not too impressed by nobody except for I'd probably say 1 through 8, 9. I'm impressed with. So Josh Allen dropped, Mahomes dropped, Justin Herbert dropped. They all dropped essentially, kind of really as a group. Aaron Rodgers is actually the only person who did not move. Now, Aaron Rodgers didn't move for real reason. Obviously, they won their football game. I don't think Aaron Rodgers played bad. I know the stats aren't wowing people as much as people want them to. But I also got to think, Aaron Rodgers is playing in a system right now where he's throwing to first-year receivers, second-year receivers, and really majority of the time, A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, and still being able to win football games. Now, I do find that to be a bit impressive, but I also think they're going to climb. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers at 4 is where he needs to be. Pat Mahomes. Now, the reason why Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes are 5 and 6, and some people could say, well, Josh Allen should have been above Pat because he played a better game in terms of like the numbers. But you also had Steve on here who also said that empty calories exist. He admitted it, and he does this shit at the very highest level. As much as I love Josh Allen's game, I also put in perspective this identity with the Bills. When games come down to the wire, they don't finish, and that's just the truth. They don't always finish in games decided by 3 to 7 points, 0-7 in their last 7. I think the issue is with them being separated is Pat Mahomes' situation. I think Pat Mahomes' situation was a lot of special teams blunders that led to their loss, and I think Josh Allen's was a lack to execute down the stretch. So I gave Mahomes the nod. Obviously, Justin Herbert, he's injured. He played with a bad rib. So ultimately he dropped because even though he was hurt, I can't give him the excuse because ultimately what do we say? You went out there and you played the game. So it is what it is. I got Tua, Jalen, and Lamar at the top 3 because as of right now, I mean, of all the quarterbacks in the league, they've been the most impressive. It is what it is. Can I speak, bro? Can I get on my list off before you like tap
You're listed. Yo, bro, when you gonna finish, son? There's so many to talk about.
All right, go ahead. All right, Dub, do you?
I'm just confused. Like I'm not mad at Mahomes at all, bro. Like I'm not. It's just Aaron Rodgers hasn't done anything throughout the season. This is a week-to-week performance base. Aaron Rodgers hasn't done anything, bro. And him beating the Bucks, where the Bucks had nobody on offense, nobody, bro.
Yo,
I mean, that's just
yo, Dub, I don't disagree with you. Look, when it comes to the numbers and the way they have playing their offense, I cannot disagree with you. But I'm not gonna lie, I had to hold Josh Allen accountable for that last drive against the Dolphins. Yes, high credits to the Dolphins winning that game. But bro, you gotta complete the out route, bro. That's a gimme. That's a 1-2 gimme. You can't. No, why are you shaking your head? That's a fact. Don't sit here and tell me the O-line was in his face. Don't sit here and say the D-line was in his face.
But
bro, he's supposed to. That is a 1-2 throw.
I
bro.
agree with you, though. I agree with you, though.
He has to make that play. If he makes that play, it's different on the standings. But I have to dock him on that because he also is playing into the narrative of what I talked about before. Is he has to come up at the end of the game. He got to finish these close ones, bro. You've also agreed with me, Dub, that they were not supposed to be 11-6. They probably should have been better than that. And half the reason they were 11-6 was because they didn't finish in games. So I think Josh Allen could climb this list. Hell yeah, Josh Allen's probably going to be number 1 at some point this year, for sure. But after week 3, I gotta slide him. Jalen Hurts, Lamar, Tua. To me, right now, there is no discrepancy because those 3 guys right now.
Are you knocking Josh Allen?
Hey, quick stab. Can I stab one thing real quick though?
Go ahead, talk to me.
Go ahead.
All right, with the Josh Allen thing, I'm gonna put my PFL hat. Coming out of Wyoming, his problem was he struggled with short and intermediate routes.
Throws. Yep.
What I told you. Same thing. Questions what I got about Jalen Hurts. The same thing he struggled with. When you get put in pressure situations, it go back to the small things that you got to fix. Josh Allen was put in a pressure situation where he had to hit a short route to win the game, and he missed it. He also missed one in the back of the end zone.
That's a gimme. That gotta be a gimme, bro.
It was like 2 gimmies he missed. So that's all I was just saying.
No, you're right. Let me say one more thing. So I'm gonna note to Taz because he said something, and then C Book Network because I say one throw. This, bro, it's not one throw. You watch the game, fellas. Are y'all really caught up with the amount of yards of offense to put up 19 points?
He had a lot, but I mean, Gabriel Davis also dropped a touchdown.
Okay, that was one play, bro. You also possessed you're talking about one play you're talking about one play. They possessed the ball for 40 minutes of the game, Taz. They possessed the ball.
No, they should have won the game. They should have won the game.
There is way too many inexcusables, bro, for me not to drop him to 6. Yo, you had the ball for more than 60% of the game. You had to throw the game to win, bro. I know you guys love making excuses for everybody. Let's context it, bro. There's no context to that, bro. You got to make the plays to win the game, bro. He didn't.
So the only gripe I have, I would agree with you if you're talking about like
play, bro.
I would agree with you when we're talking about rating Josh Allen as the player and you bringing up those points and everything. But power rankings are strictly performance-based. Power rankings are strictly what you do on the field. If you want to knock Josh Allen as a player and everything, and that's why he's not better than like a Lamar Jackson, okay, I can understand you. I'm not really going to have any problems with that. But this is just strictly performance-based. Aaron Rodgers hasn't done shit for the last 3 weeks, and that's my only gripe. I don't care about anything else. Take Aaron Rodgers out. Put
So
Aaron
he's
Rodgers
not-
under Josh Allen. I
he's
am
not making it-
perfectly fine.
He's not making it. Okay, I feel that, but you don't give him. You're not giving Dub. You're not gonna. And I'm not saying this. 'Cause I think you're wrong. I feel your point because I know a lot of people are not really happy about where Aaron Rodgers is. But fellas, we're not gonna give him no slack about what his situation is and the way he's been handling it, bro. Like, at
Well,
all.
it's a performance base. He's only beat the Bears. He's beat the Bucks team where the Bucks didn't have anybody on the wide receiving,
No, but
and he lost to the Vikings. The Vikings are 1-2 right now.
But Dub, he doesn't have no crazy. He doesn't have any crazy wide receiver room either.
And,
bro,
and I won't knock him. I won't knock him as a player. I won't knock him as a player, but as his performance, the performance doesn't live up to it.
But what do I also say about this list too? It kind of moves like college football, bro. I don't think Aaron Rodgers did anything enough wrong where I felt like I had to move him, bro. Like I had to take into account his situation, his roster. Like the only reason, Dub, that I didn't move him, this is the only reason I could not look at that game and say Aaron Rodgers, because the thing is, I go back through the games. I have to. I couldn't look back at that game and say, I gotta move him down because I'm taking into account his situation. I don't think he played bad enough where it was like he didn't make the plays needed to win. I think he made enough plays to win the game for them with what they have. So I mean, it is what it is. But
I can see your point with that.
He could definitely move. He could definitely move, Dub, and I definitely get your point because the yards and shit are not adding up. But sometimes when it comes to quarterbacks, I'm also throwing in that winning intangible in there because sometimes I'll give you a break. Like Tua didn't throw for a crazy amount of yards. He's number 3. What do you have?
The way he came.
Like,
that dude only had a 185.
Yeah,
180
something, yeah.
He only had 185, bro. But I had to give it to him because he made the plays that count when it mattered the most, and he also didn't have the ball that much.
I mean, I feel you, bro, and that's why I wouldn't knock Aaron Rodgers as like him as a player in my rankings list. But
yeah.
it's just the performance for me, bro.
Yeah, no, I get that part.
They say I know they say that they're trying to get Kenny G and Kadarius Toney over there in Green Bay. I don't know how much.
Oh my God,
how
Kenny
much
Galladay is
sure
out
they
there
are to get
stealing money.
But I ain't gonna lie though, that would be pretty. I think his career change. It'll flip over a new leaf if he went over there with A-Rod though. Especially and Kadarius Toney over there with A-Rod.
Tony is one thing.
Yeah, if they can get Toney, that'd be crazy.
I'll be honest. I'm not high on Galladay.
Galladay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm not high on Galladay, bro. I'm really not high on him right now.
Matthew Stafford made his career.
You know that boy getting $70 million, right?
Yep. All because of Matthew Stafford.
All right, y'all. I need everybody else, if you want to tap into this list. If not, we are going to move on. Comments.
I just put. My only thing is I put Allen top 5, like at 4.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think the only thing, if I probably would do the list over again, I could. There's a case where I could put Rodgers at 6, and then have them other 2, 4, and 5 for sure.
It's no redos, J-Rob.
No, there's no redos. I'm standing on
people that get
snubbed
and it's people that get overrated.
Yeah. No, I'm standing on my list. I'm standing on my shit for sure.
Got you. Okay. Anybody else want to tap into this list?
Nah.
Okay. Well, moving on, we will get into our predictions of the games this next week. First game, we talked about it already, so we're not going to get into the Dolphins and the Bengals. But chat, I want you guys to tell us, who do you have, the Dolphins or the Bengals tomorrow? It's a big game. I want to hear what you guys think. I like to hear from the chat as well. Next game, we have 2 teams that are 2-1. You guys may not think they're the most talented teams. Wait, I think only one team's 2-1. But we have the Giants and the Bears.
No, they're both 2-1.
Yeah, they're both 2-1. All right.
They're both 2-1. And the Giants going to 2-2.
They both 2-1.
Who's home? Yeah. Who's home, Ron? Who's home?
Hold on.
We're in New York. It's the Giants are home.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I am really sad right now because Justin Fields.
God, that's a horrible game. So boring.
I was as an Ohio State man, bro. Like, it is so hard to see Justin Fields play football right now. It's hard to watch.
All right, y'all. We got the order. We're gonna go in. Fluent, you're first.
I got faith in my boy.
Let's.
You just want my pick?
Yeah, let's state the obvious.
Yeah, the Bears. The Bears.
Ben?
And I'll even give you by a field goal. They win 17-14.
Give me Bears.
That's right. Yeah, Ben.
I'm going Bears. What you call is the worst quarterback in the freaking league, Daniel Jones.
Danny No Dimes.
Trent bias ass get up here talking about, he didn't play that bad. He's horrible, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I might give Danny Dimes some slack though, because I don't really think he has a good enough O-line to evaluate him.
He did make some good throws being up under pressure when he
really
was,
good
but
throws.
when the game is on the line, bro, he really wets the bed. He just like Tannehill. Like if you put the game on the line, he not gonna make some of them throws. It was just like you just made a good throw. The throw before this one. Like, why would you throw that one? Like after you just did something so good. Like that's just what Danny Dimes does, dog.
So who you taking, Bama?
Oh, Bears, easy.
Got you, Taz.
I got the Giants.
Okay. J-Rob.
I'm going to take the Bears because the Giants don't have an O-line. Evan Neal is looking like a bust right now.
Got you. Okay.
Andrew Thomas looks better though, like a lot better.
Them boys still look dookie.
They don't look great, but I mean,
them boys are not looking great right now. Andrew Thomas supposed to be ready right now, Taz. You're poor, bro.
I'm sorry, I was placing some bets. What are we doing?
You
Giants versus Bears.
You don't respect the teams that we're betting on right now, or that we're taking right now?
I don't care about this game. I don't even know who's going to win, honestly. Maybe the Giants. I think the Giants might win. Saquon Barkley's been on a road for the redemption. I love the way he's been looking this year. So I'll give it to the Giants. They had a good one versus the Cowboys. But listen, upset of the week. The New England Patriots will beat the Packers.
Why don't you wait till we get there?
Because I don't know if it's even on the dock. But
So,
I want everyone to know.
Why are you just mucking up the show all day? That's all you've been doing. You're
It
back.
was
You're a
on.
doubleaholic.
It
You're
was
acting
on
like
there.
a
Mucking
doubleaholic.
up. How am I mucking up the show?
J-Rob's trying to do his top 10. You're interrupting him. Everybody
J-Rob was saying J-Rob.
Bears and the Giants. The Patriots. Look, Ben left. Ben was so mad at you, he left.
J-Rob.
They all left. Everybody's leaving.
What is going on?
Everybody's leaving. See what happened? Everybody's leaving because you're acting a fool.
Okay. Yeah. Leave us out. Leave us out. Fluent. What the hell are you talking about? When J-Rob was on his whole little
say the same thing. Aaron Rodgers. Okay, we get it. You don't think Aaron Rodgers should be that high.
J-Rob was on his whole. J-Rob was on this whole soliloquy, and he was talking for 15 damn minutes. Soliloquy monologue
yourself,
and it's like when J-Rob talks, sometimes it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, huh?
A monologue is when you talk to others by yourself. A soliloquy is when you talk to yourself. It's not a soliloquy.
Well, not monologue, soliloquy, doesn't matter. This dude was on a crazy monologue for about 15 minutes, and I'm over here waiting. I'm waiting. Bro, I'm waiting for like 30 minutes to say a point, and it's not ending. It's not. At least, listen.
You're on air 10 hours a day. You don't think he can't have 15 minutes?
He does, but bro, this guy goes on for years. Bro. It's crazy.
Talk to the host. Don't interrupt.
But son, like I'm not even trying to interrupt, but I gotta interject something before I forget. Fluent, don't be like that.
We're talking about the Bears and you're talking about the Patriots.
That's where it stemmed from. You're mad because I don't give a damn about your Bears. That's where it stems from.
Mute out, go make your bets, wait till we're done. Come back.
So now I understand why you're mad, because I don't care about the Bears and the Giants. Ron, bring us back in, bro. I see where this stemmed from. Jesus Christ.
Nah, that was fire.
I just found out I got a hater out here. Can't even explain my damn list.
Exactly. CJ Rob.
Like, bro, talking about I'm on a soliloquy. It's
a monologue.
Bro, it's my list, bro, and it's a monologue. Get it right.
Nah,
and nobody want to hear what the hell you got to say anyway, bro. You're the nastiest man in here, bro.
Who, me?
You said you were a debonair. That's not how a debonair acts.
You said the top left is literally designated for the nastiest man, bro. That's what you said. That's
You're acting like a double-holic.
I've been on this time for the whole entire time. I'm a double-holic tonight. I have to be a double-holic tonight because you guys are acting crazy. Like you guys are just acting crazy, and it's like J-Rob, bro. When J-Rob gets to his points, J-Rob, I love you and everything. But damn, sometimes you just don't finish, bro. And I'm like, yo, like I'm about to forget what I'm about to say. That's why I have to say interrupt sometimes.
I'll make sure I always leave time for your rebuttal, bro.
Take us home, Ron. Get us out of here.
All right, so
this double mess.
Next game we have the Bills in Baltimore playing the Ravens. This is a good one, fellas. This is a good one. Fluent, talk to us.
Finally, some relevant teams.
Okay. Let me look at my notes. We got the who they playing again?
Bills in Baltimore.
Bills and Baltimore. Bills lost a difficult one against the Dolphins. The Ravens are overrated. So let's go with the Bills.
This may be a little bit of get back that we might not have been able to detect this, but I'm sensing maybe it's some get back from here back down to there because he chose the Giants. But maybe I don't know what maybe I'm just chatting. Go ahead, Ben. Talk to us.
I wish, man, the Bills defense was healthy, man. So Ed Oliver and them boys will play. This will be a test for Lamar Jackson. This could be a test right here. But I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills. Going with the Bills.
Big Bama, what is the word?
This is here. The ghost of Dr. Umar Johnson won't let me pick Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. And then on top of that, the only quarterback in my eyes playing better than Josh Allen right now is Lamar Jackson. So wow. I'm going Lamar, bro. Like he's not. I just don't see. And then to fit my narrative of the Bills missing the playoffs, they're going to have to start losing some games because if they don't start losing some games, I'm not going to look. I'm going to look like I was really smoking catnip when I said pretenders. So I got to go Ravens, bro. But really because of Lamar.
All right. Taz. No, I gotta always say this. This is like a disclaimer. All bias aside, who's winning this game?
Oh, the Ravens. And all bias aside, it's because the Bills' defense is pretty like banged up right now. Like they have no secondary right now. So I got the Ravens.
Got you. Yo, J-Rob, you are in a tight Zoom.
Shout out to Umar, man. I'm rocking with them. Let me not be on here too long. I like the Ravens.
You want to scoot to the side a little bit?
My bad. Let me just move over. You don't be on me too long, Ron. My bad. All right, get me off here, bro. It's other people's turn.
J-Rob, don't take it personal, J-Rob. Fluid, you see what you made me have to say, bro?
Nah, we all gonna tell our truth, bro. Hey, Dub, it's okay. Your time gonna come, bro.
I'm not gonna lie though. When they be putting Herbert over Lamar Jackson in the quarterback rankings, that's my facial expression right there. Like, especially Ben. When they be doing that, Ben, like deep down, that's really how I be looking at you.
Ridiculous to say that.
Like, I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon.
I think Rated R needs to get a visit from Umar.
It
said Derek Carr.
Like
Derek Carr was crazy.
Dr. Umar would have a field day with Rated R over that one, bro.
Go ahead, Dub. Talk to us. Who are you taking in this matchup?
I got to pick the Ravens, man. They match up perfectly for the Bills. Marlon Humphrey will be on Stephon Diggs. They got a nice little secondary, and they got a nice little pass rush defense. So they got perfect. And the Bills' defense is banged up, so they match up perfectly for the Bills.
Got you. Our next game, we have Kansas City traveling down south to Tampa Bay. Don't forget, it's some things going on down there in Florida right now. It's it happens to be a hurricane. If I'm not mistaken, Hurricane Ian, right?
Yeah.
Some things going on. I think Tampa Bay has vacated to Miami to their practice facility. Nope.
Yeah, I think I heard the game might be played in Miami.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But you guys get your predictions. I'll fact check that right now. Fluent, who are you taking?
I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out who loses 2 in a row. Does Tom Brady lose 2 in a row? Does he ever lose 2 in a row? I'll go with Tampa Bay.
I'm going with the Chiefs, man. Bucks the receiver core is they injury prone right now, so I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Got you, Bama. What direction are you heading in?
That's a good thing. Well, that's a good point Fluent brought up. I know for a fact Brady has never lost 3-0, and I want to say he's never lost 2 in a row as well. I'm going Bucks for that reason, and for that reason only.
I think he's lost 2 in a row. 2 in a row. I think even on the Bucks.
It's rare though. It's rare. It's rare.
Mm-hmm. It's also rare from Mahomes, I think, too.
It is. That's why it was a hard one. That's why I was like, who loses 2 in a row? Because neither one of them really loses 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Just because it's really whoever wins, whoever's defense plays better is really who's gonna win the game.
Got you. J-Rob, who are you taking?
I'm gonna rock with Baby Goat and the Chiefs.
Debonair?
Bro, there's another game I'm staying away from, bro. I have no clue. Chris Godwin's coming back this week. Mike Evans is going to be back this week, and
and maybe
is it confirmed Chris Godwin will be back? I'm pretty sure.
No,
it's still
for sure Evans, obviously, and most likely Julio and Godwin.
Yeah, there's a good possibility. There is a small chance he doesn't play, but there's a good possibility Chris Godwin plays. If he plays, bro, I mean, I don't know who to bet on, but if I had to pick, maybe I'll go with the Chiefs, possibly.
No doubt. Our last game of the week, we have the Niners and the Rams in San Francisco. Who are you guys taking for this game?
I'm going with the Rams. I really didn't like what I saw from the 49ers against not a very good Broncos team. What we saw from Jimmy G when he replaced a hurt Trey Lance, that energy in the 49ers, that all went away last week. I don't know what happened. It looked like a completely different team again. So I'm going to go with the Rams. I think we're going to start seeing them start playing the way they're supposed to.
That's a tough one. Because the Rams, I ain't gonna lie, although they won last week, they haven't been looking all that either.
Yeah, I feel that too, man.
I'm gonna rock with the 49ers.
49ers on Monday nights is a weird thing. They play very well on Monday nights, so I would have to go on 49ers, but it's not a game that I'm going to bet on.
Dub, you just chose the 49ers?
Yeah, but I'm not betting on that game.
How the hell did we get from Ben to Dub?
Oh, I'm sorry.
See, he's always just jumping in. See, that's my point.
It's all good.
It's his world, bro. It's his world.
I'm forgetting the order, bro.
Dub versus world. Dub versus world.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's not do this again.
No.
No.
Nasty.
He already knows. He's getting sent to his room with no supper. He's grounded for a week, no allowance. He knows all that.
First of all, you won't put me on time. So let's clarify that. You never would, and you never will. This Debonair's on top. We own the Matrix.
More Debonair. I like Debonair on Monday. Monday, just Debonair was I could rock with that dude. I don't like Doubleaholic.
Let's go, man. Let's talk to us. Who are you taking?
So Chitty brought up a good point. I think the 49ers own the Rams, honestly. I think last year they beat them 3 times, 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
And that 4th time, I mean, it was 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. So, I mean, even that 3rd time, it was a nail-biting game to where you could look
he
at
dropped
the possessions. You could look at that and say that, but, I mean, Jimmy G missed a few reads. But I'm saying if he hits those reads, it's a different ball game. And if Cooper Kupp don't beat Cooper, Douglas Cup. It's also a different game. So I'm saying that to say this. I'm taking the 49ers.
Got you. Taz, who are you taking in this divisional rivalry?
I'll go the Niners. I'll go to the Niners.
J-Rob, who you leaning towards?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I should flip a coin.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna lean 49ers too, actually.
Dub?
Wow.
All right, so hey, well, it was an amazing episode. And we are going to see you guys at the same time next week. Taz, appreciate you for coming up. On the way out, does anybody have anything that they want to say?
Hey, that boy Dub gonna cry when he get his call.
We'll be on Monday nights as well. Don't forget that.
Monday nights, no doubt about it.
I think Ron, you should put up that thing I just sent you. And
you want to do that? My bad.
We don't have to do that. We don't have to do it, but you can put it up as people can just piss them off as we go away. Just leave it on screen. And also tomorrow on Fluent and Chill on Chilltown Hoops YouTube, we have our guest Terry DeHeer. Used to play Terry D. You know Terry D. Used to play for Seton Hall. Where'd he play? The Kings, the Clippers, the Grizzlies. He's gonna come and we're gonna talk about his path to the NBA and every team's all-time GOAT. Because hashtag we aren't the same.
Also, I want to plug Players Choice College Football. We working out some dates, for some regular days that we go on. Come over, rep your college football team. Drop the emoji. I know y'all love college football more than the NFL, man. That show go get bigger and better. We just got to figure out some dates that's more convenient for everybody. Some days of the week that works for everybody. But man, we got a lot in the works over there as well. So y'all come support us as well. And be casuals over there, man, because Alabama is better than LSU. And I need somebody to cool me off when I'm over there talking about my Bama boys. You know what I'm saying?
I know who they're not better than.
Shit. Two things. I want to say RIP to Coolio. He died. Rapper Coolio died at the age of 59. RIP to him. And secondly, if y'all in Florida right now, make sure y'all be safe. This hurricane, man, make sure y'all be safe, man. And that's all I got to say.
No doubt.
Yo, Taz, what you got to say to the people on the way out?
I appreciate being on the show. Love coming on here every time I get the chance to.
Yes, sir.
And then LSU wide receivers in the NFL over Alabama wide receivers in the NFL.
It ain't looking too good right now. Waddle and Smitty really cooking right now.
Jefferson is still the best receiver in the league.
And
so
that boy was in.
And talk to Darius Slayton about that. And Jeff
Okudah, Ohio State, Jeff Okudah, man.
Okudah didn't play with that boy.
State. Don't nobody care about Ohio State.
What are those Dolphins? Are those Dolphins 1 and 2?
I wonder who's their quarterback. They gotta have is that Dan Marino throwing in the ball or something? I don't know, man.
I love the Christian Kirk and Amon-Ra St. Brown love because they deserve.
I love Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I love his name, Amon-Ra. That is so fire.
This
that
is a true power ranking because here are the guys who are the best right now. Why is Waddle on top, you ask, when he's third in terms of yards? It's because he's 16.8 yards per reception. He's getting it done on less targets. That's why he's up there.
He's a dog.
Miami Dolphins, baby. Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, Jangle Lane for sure. The sun guy for sure.
Yeah, I'm about to say me sun guy. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I meant to say
that's a fire name, bro.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here.
Hey, before we go, I'm shamelessly plugging in the chat this Twitter, bro. I'm doing a project, yo. I'm giving away a pair of off-white twos for not for every follower, to a special follower. Go follow the Twitter. I'm gonna pick a winner out on Monday, and I'll ship them out to whoever wins. But follow that Twitter for a chance at a pair of off-white twos. Dead stock, man, for real.
Go ahead and do that,
Twitter? What's the Twitter?
I plugged it. I literally just put it in the chat. I'm giving a pair.
I'm not in the chat.
I'm talking about the chat in the YouTube, but I'll put it in here too. I'm giving a pair away of Off-White 2s to any like lucky follower, but you have to follow the page to be up for it. So go do that for me, and I appreciate that. And then if you live in Florida, be safe for sure.
Okay, bet. College football this Saturday. You guys tune in Saturday night. We will be there. And oh, by the way, before I end this broadcast, go Arkansas Razorbacks.
What type
of
do you want